This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
I don't know. I was expecting all of this snow and wind this morning, and I don't see anything out there. Do you?
No, nothing. Although I had a lot of snow and wind blowing. You know, I love driving right before the top of the hour because you always end up with the people who are running late.
Yes.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I thought it was you, actually. They're like driving like
flying through
wild people.
Although today the winter weather advisory is in effect through the day today and into tomorrow, they do say we should get some wind, could get some snow, and some snow did fall overnight. It's probably 3 inches out here in Marcy. Would you say that's true, Davey?
Yeah, I got about 5 inches at my house.
All right.
Camden is on a 2-hour delay.
And that's all we have right now to get it all started here. Lots to do here on this Wednesday morning. Ryan Nobles will be up. Elise Stefanik and the confirmation lineup today?
Tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. Okay. So once that happens and once she is confirmed, she will then resign, and that's going to open the floodgates for these candidates interested in her seat.
So MSNBC's got this show called The White House. Is from 4 until 6. It's with that Nicole Wallace that used to be on The View.
Okay.
So I was flipping through yesterday, and they had Ryan happened to be at the Capitol.
All right.
And I felt sorry for Ryan because Nicole Wallace was giving him a hard time about Pete Hedgeslip, some of the stuff that he said. Oh, well, she was giving Ryan a hard time.
Okay.
I want you to ask Ryan how come
I'll let
that
you
Nicole
ask
Wallace
him.
was giving him a hard time. But he did a real good job counteracting himself.
Well, listen, the reality is
I can't stand that. I don't like that Nicole
you don't
Wallace.
like her. Do you like her?
No, I don't like her.
You're not hiding it well.
No, you're keeping it really inside. This morning we have a bunch to get to. Who do you have, Davey, because I know you don't have everything that you're supposed to have. Who do you have in the 6 o'clock hour?
Ryan Schmelz is on at 6:30.
6:30.
Yeah.
And what is Ryan? Is he talking about
He's
what?
talking about day 2 of the confirmation of the Trump cabinet.
Okay.
We only have him for 5 minutes.
All right. Till 6:35.
Right.
Anything else you had in there?
And then we have the Rosenthal report at 7:15 with Jeremy Rosenthal.
Okay. That's going to be a problem. Can we move him to 8:15?
All right. I can call.
Go to work. Go to work, Davey. Do your thing. And then I'll have your sheet right ready for you. Sometimes we have to do these things live on the air, Tim.
Those are the best ones.
It's like when you would run the security for the Boilermaker, you would do it usually along mile 2.
Right.
You'd pull out your walkie-talkie.
We
and
were a little better than that.
Out of breath. Yeah. All right. We have this morning, Robert Smullen, Assemblyman Smullen is on in the 7 o'clock hour. There's he has a new desk in the Assembly, and it's made locally.
Yes, I saw that
cool.
story. Yeah, that is a cool story.
Hobeika and Dr. Christopher Spence. He is the superintendent of schools at Utica. Dr. Spence will be in studio here this morning. Hobeika by phone, and this is. I think you are very much looking forward to this.
Well,
you have Howard Potter making all sorts of accusations. And
they've got to all be true.
Of course.
Because Howard said so.
You know he has. And I'll tell you that I do believe that he's probably hearing from some people that are maybe things with a new superintendent haven't worked out the way they wanted them to work out.
Right. Maybe
certain people are being made to do certain things that they thought they didn't have to do anymore. Maybe whatever.
Right.
It is, I would imagine that if you're a superintendent of schools and everybody at the school loves you, you're probably not doing your job.
Absolutely. It's like saying, I love breathing oxygen.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right. That's right.
Good for you.
Good for you. How about the story yesterday out of the Syracuse area, where an 11-year-old girl was handcuffed for, I don't know, about a half an hour on the side of the street, on the sidewalk, because police thought she was a carjacker.
Yep.
It was the Onondaga County Sheriff's Department, and these 4 little girls were so there's video of the whole thing. So they have clearly been taught, I would assume by parents, tape everything.
Right.
So the little girls were taping the whole thing while the one was handcuffed because she met the exact description of the person who had just stolen a Kia. And it's funny to listen to the girls talk during the whole thing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, a Kia, that's the one," because Kia is on the list of those vehicles that's easy to steal.
Yep.
Supposedly. What's that? He's good at 8:15. Beautiful. You are on fire, Dave.
He's 100% mojo today. I can tell you right now.
Anyway. So, these girls were dressed like little girls. They're dressed like 10, 11-year-olds, backpacks. They had been playing in the snow. They'd gotten out of school. They're on their way home. They're playing in the snow. And when the one police officer said, "Why are you?" Or the girl said, "Why am I in handcuffs?" And the police officer said, "Well, you stole a car." And the other little girl said, "She didn't steal any car. She can't even drive." So, and that's when the woman deputy said, "Well, believe me, I've got 12-year-olds behind the wheel stealing vehicles." Well, she's 11. Anyway, the way this was handled by police, I think, is terrible.
Yeah. There's a lot. I think there's a lot to unpack here, and kind of the first thing is that if you're in law enforcement today,
ain't easy.
Your life is on
no doubt about it.
Your life is on a camera. Whether that's fair or unfair, that's just the way it is.
It is the case. Yeah.
So whatever this, how long did this incident take place? 5, 10 minutes? Or
it was closer probably to, I think when it was all said and done, the girl was probably in handcuffs for 20 minutes to 30 minutes.
So, what have you done? This 11-year-old is going to remember this for the rest of her life.
No doubt. And somebody made a statement on Facebook saying, "Oh, trust me, this is no big moment for this girl." What are we implying? Because the girl's black and she's inner city that she has run-ins like this every day with the police? I don't think so. And they didn't act that way. They weren't disrespectful.
Right.
And in fact, the police officers, the deputies, there was a man and a woman there for most of the time, did really well right up until the point that another deputy pulled up, gets out of his SUV, looks at the girl, basically looking at the girl's jacket,
right,
and said, "Yep, that's her. Let's take her in." Then the girl begins to cry,
right,
and because prior to that, the deputies were handling it very carefully, but still, you got this little girl in handcuffs. Clearly, you could have made sure, you could have confirmed that she was no threat. She was no threat. None of those girls were any threat. And if they were, then they would have been handcuffing the other 3 girls that were with her playing in the snow. And the cop then turned back, the new deputy who came in and turned back said, "Don't you lie to me. This is definitely you," or something like that.
Right.
And now she's crying even more. And you have the other little girl who's taping saying, "It's clearly not her," because they're now showing the picture to the other kids. "That's clearly not her. Look, her shoes are a different color. Her hair is different. That's not her." And the cop said, "You guys are twins." So, which led for the little girl to, you could hear in the background say, "Well, I think this is racism. He says we all look alike."
Right.
I think what the cop was saying is that because they were dressed the same, they looked alike. But clearly at the end of the day, then out of nowhere, the female deputy said, "No, let her go. All over. Let her go. It's not her." And the male who just came in the SUV said, "All right, well, let me tell you, if that is you, you did a really good job today acting." And then the female deputy said, "No, it's definitely not her. Look this girl, the actual carjacker, has hair down to her ass. I mean, just the fact that they're speaking like that,
Right.
forgetting the fact that you're dealing with 11-year-olds here.
Correct.
I was bothered by that. And then the other part here is this girl's crying, and all of a sudden they decide she's not the girl.
And
They pack up and go.
Yep.
And just leave these 4 girls to walk home on their own. At this point, maybe the deputy should have taken responsibility and called the parents to say, here's what happened.
Right.
You know, these are underage kids. I think this was this horribly handled by deputies in Syracuse.
And you know, I think the thing is think about if that was your child,
Which is what I was doing.
or your sister, or whatever it is. You now have created, you know, all the goodwill that you try to create.
Yep.
It's out the window. Think about what we do with Crime Stoppers. Do you think that makes our life any easier in regards to trying to reach
Right.
out to the community to say, hey, you know, there's a bad person out there, whatever
Yeah.
it is?
Yeah.
Nope. The code of the street now becomes even stronger.
You can't even trust these police officers with our young
Right.
children, with an 11-year-old girl.
Right.
And it is right. It's all that goodwill, all that trying to win the hearts and minds of these kids in inner cities, and it goes out the window. It is a big blunder, and it'll be interesting to see how the sheriff, as of last night when I finally gave up, the sheriff's department had not responded at all. But I can tell you this, and maybe we can grab Sheriff Mashel. Maybe Davey can give him a quick call this morning, but I'd love to get his take, because here's my belief. This would not have happened with our local police departments. This would not have happened with our local Oneida County Sheriff's Department. Never would have happened.
It makes life very hard for all the rest of the police officers.
Yeah. So we'll play some audio for her, and you be the judge. And just remember, these are innocent 11-year-olds. They are clearly coming from school, clearly playing in the snow like any 11-year-old would do, and clearly did nothing wrong except for wear a pink winter coat, which is what apparently the carjacker had on.
Yep.
I don't know I got to look in a little deeper. Maybe this morning they were releasing. Maybe they caught the carjacker. I don't know, but this was a real bad situation for police and for the community there.
And you know, it's coming right off the heels of the Brooks issue.
Yes, and
Different, certainly different. Whatever it is, but you know, all of a sudden it becomes very easy to start throwing everything into this.
Well, and
bucket.
God forbid, right? This story hits nationally. They're going to be saying,
Oh, yeah.
well, here we go.
Yeah,
right
here they are. Those rednecks.
Those rednecks
upstate New York.
I know that Megan has the story of New Hartford police have captured a Tallahassee man. Clearly, by the mugshot, he was not happy that he had been caught.
No.
Again, you're innocent until proven guilty. We don't know what's going on there, but he is wanted by police in Tallahassee. Also, police in New Hartford looking for, and there's a photo up on our website, looking for I believe this kid is 14. The bully believed to have run away from the house of the Good Shepherd. 14-year-old Nazir Elliott. And there's a photo of him up on the website. He was last seen at Donovan School and is currently subject to an active family court warrant. If you have any knowledge of a young male out there who has, in this case, run away, they believe, you contact New Hartford Police or Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. That photo and story is up on our website at WIBX950.com. In terms of the weather, we have a winter weather advisory in effect. Davies' report is Camden is on a
2-hour delay.
2-hour delay.
They delayed.
Davy is on about a 3 or 4 second delay, but
wow.
Camden is on a
He was like going for the whole bike of question there. What was that?
Camden is on a much longer delay at 2 hours. So there you go. All right, quick break. Stand by. We'll come right back. It is 6:29. We'll speak with Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio coming right up at WIBX.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control.
That
It only
hex
takes
that,
one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and
What
lost
was the,
funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
When you choose Bassett Healthcare Network for your surgical needs, you'll get amazing care from a devoted team of surgical specialists. Bassett surgeons offer many advanced services, including minimally invasive and robotic procedures. Surgeons are accepting new patients at convenient locations in Cooperstown, Oneonta, Delhi, Little Falls, and Herkimer. Choose a remarkable Bassett surgeon and discover a team you can trust. Visit bassett.org/remarkable surgeons to learn more.
Good morning. It's 6:30 a.m., 14 degrees in downtown Marcy. Here is your news update. I'm Megan Stone. The 2-game win streak of the Syracuse men's basketball team is over after the team suffers a blowout loss at home. Chris Bell led the Orange with 18 points, but his squad was dominated by the Louisville Cardinals by a final score of 85-61 at the JMA Wireless Dome last night. Eddie Lampkin chipped in 11 points for SU, whose record this season is now 8 wins and 9 losses. The next game for Syracuse is Saturday at home against Notre Dame. With TikTok's Notre Dame. I still make fun of the church. With TikTok's future in the U.S. in the hands of the U.S. Supreme Court, a Chinese app called RedNote is topping the charts. On Monday, RedNote was the top free-to-download app on the Apple App Store. The Shanghai-based Chinese language social media app has been called China's TikTok by users who can share videos, post pictures, make text posts, and also shop. Justices heard arguments last week over an impending ban on TikTok under a law signed last spring. ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese parent company, must sell the platform by January 19th or be banned in the U.S. over national security concerns. The U.S. Supreme Court is expected to weigh in today on whether or not the ban will continue. A typed early draft of the lyrics to Bob Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man could bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction Saturday. The lyrics were tossed in a trash can by Dylan back in 1964 after he spent the night writing them at rock journalist Al Aronowitz's New Jersey home. Aronowitz rescued them and passed them down to his children when he died in 2005. The auction house estimates the lyrics could fetch as much as $600,000. And an anti-affirmative action organization is suing McDonald's over a scholarship program for Hispanic and Latino students. The legal action took place after the fast food giant ended some of its corporate diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. Students for Fair Admissions alleges the scholarship program unlawfully discriminates against students of other races and ethnicities. Nashville-based International Scholarship and Tuition Services Incorporated administers the scholarship program for McDonald's. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM, your Weather Center forecast is next.
Oh, boy.
A winter weather advisory is in effect until 1 o'clock Thursday morning. There may be 2 to 3 inches of additional snow falling. Today, some gusty winds with scattered snow showers from this morning to the afternoon. The high hitting 22. More snow this evening with a low of 14 overnight. Still a few snow showers tomorrow, the high in the mid-20s. And a cloudy Friday with a high of 32. I'm Jeff Marr at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Megan, currently it is, we're now at 13 sweltering degrees.
Wow, it keeps going down.
Oh, yeah, this is wonderful. I love it.
But the air quality is wonderful.
Air quality is
Air
really
quality
good.
is
Yeah.
Air quality is
spectacular.
spick and span.
Apparently that glitch that occurred with the air quality monitor moved into our equipment here in the studio.
It's all our fault.
Apparently, or it's someone's. Anyway, all right. Ryan Schmelz coming up in a second. Stand by. We'll get to that. And Camden is on a 2-hour delay. What do you want me to do, Davey? You look like your hands are up.
He's surrendering.
Hands are up.
He's
I am not going to put those hands up. I'm going to break quickly. We'll come right back here and talk about the confirmation hearings with Ryan on WIBX.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from Big Wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Feeling the winter blues? Warm up with us at Fit Body Boot Camp. Hey, it's Lisa, and I'm here to tell you that 2025 is the year to step into the best version of you. But what does that mean? That means feeling stronger, having more energy, and building more confidence. My incredible team and I will be with you every step of the way. And guess what? You can come in for free. That's right, 3 free on me with no commitment. Come see us and let's make this your best year yet at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
There's a lot of talk about EV government rebates going away this year.
But at this moment, there are still crazy government incentives on EVs, like the 2024 Kia EV6 Lite all-wheel drive.
With government incentives, lease this $51,000 vehicle for just $428 per month for 36 months.
And that's with zero down, zero due at inception, even sales tax included.
Folks, these are your tax dollars. Take advantage of the government money while it lasts.
And this is the long-range EV6 model rated for 282 miles of range.
Only during the New Year, New Ride sales event. Make that short drive to save.
So go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
VIN number R5218144. MSRP $51,400. 36 months, 30,000-mile lease. 20 cents per mile over. $0 due to inception. $0 security deposit. 8.75% sales tax and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure. $400 disposition fee. 720 plus FICO score. Includes New York State Drive Clean rebate. EPA rating. Offer expires 2/3/2025.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
And along comes Davey. Yeah. Well, good morning, and to a very nice cold Wednesday morning. By the way, the Nielsen ratings came out yesterday. Ooh. Good news, we move even lower.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true.
Are you
How
kidding
would you
me?
like up to $4,000 of free windows? And when I say...
Who stopped that? I did. Okay. Well, now the stream is all screwed up. This is unbelievable. This is why we're further deep into the tank. We've fallen to a number 455. The 455th ranked radio station in Utica.
Well, someone has to be last. Why not you?
All right, Davey. I guess you have to hit. Megan, you saw this happen. This just is. What is triggering this? And why is this automatically started today? The day Andrew's gone. The second day Andrew's gone. I don't get it. Megan, what's the answer? What in the hell is going on here?
Yeah, just chin up and carry on, and let's get on with the show.
No, we don't do it that way around here. No, chin down, let it drag you down. Chin down, let it drag you down.
The beatings will continue till morale improves.
All right, let's hit I guess.
WIBX.
Did you do that?
This is Keeler.
WIBX.
Don't hit anything until I tell you to.
92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Now, I know this is inside baseball, Megan, but so when a commercial breaks, I'll just give a little background so people understand a little something of what we're talking about. We have a live stream that is automated. So if you're listening on the live stream, hopefully you can hear me right now. Can you check the live stream?
Yes, I can.
All right, why don't you do that? I'm going to shut your mic off. So the way this works is when we hit a commercial break, there is a silent little alarm in there, basically. There's a trigger that triggers the stream to stop playing our audio and to play stream commercials, which is why sometimes you might hear a commercial out of like North Carolina. You listen on the stream.
Absolutely.
So, and then when we come back with a bumper, that is supposed to trigger the stream to stop playing commercials and to come back to us live.
Right.
Everything else works fine. The YouTube is working fine. On the air is working fine. That stream is a little bit of a problem.
It's a bad
so now,
stream.
when in the middle of when I'm trying to say something, a commercial break, Davey, where are your hands? A commercial break.
Keep your hands to yourself.
A commercial break triggers all of a sudden, and if we stop it and don't play a rejoin, is what they call them here.
Yeah.
I've always called them bumpers.
Wow.
And that will trigger it to come back to us. So if we don't hit the bumper and send that trigger to the stream will then play commercials for like 10 minutes in a row.
Yeah.
Over, right? And you've heard this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're a streamer.
I'm a streamer.
And
Screamer.
You're a streamer. I'm a scream. You're a streamer followed by screamer, and I'm a dreamer. This will be better tomorrow, I always say.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's why this happens, and for some reason, the board is just triggering commercials without us doing anything. Can you trigger a commercial from inside the room, Davey? When you're in the booth, can you trigger a commercial from in there? In there? Yeah. No. So it's either me or you, and it ain't me, man. Or,
I think it's corporate wanting to make sure that they get more commercials in.
It could be.
That's
or
what
some,
it is.
So
they need
some
it.
engineer from far away is logged into the system and just, here, let me screw them. I'm going to pop
Here you
in
go.
a break.
Sell some toe fungus stuff.
Megan, did you check the stream? How we looking in there?
Still, we are like a couple of 5 minutes behind in the stream, so we're still technically in the commercial break. But if you want to jump to commercial break and reset it, go ahead.
I don't want to jump to another commercial break. That'll reset it. When I do go to a break and then come back, that should reset it. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting there playing commercials for 10 minutes. This is unbelievable. We sunk almost $1 million into this for this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I could have done with that $1 million if you had given it to me?
You would have lost $1 million.
I'd have had some. I could have hired 100 Davies and bring them in here. They'd all be running everything for us.
There's only one Davy. Come on now.
These people would be Davies under Davy. Davy would be in charge of them.
Minions.
All right.
Davy's
How
minions.
long is the next commercial break if I were to take it, Davy? Because I'm going to tell you, all these big numbers everybody was celebrating yesterday in the ratings,
They're going to hell.
They're wiping away right now to crap. Everything we accomplished, gone. How long is the next break?
1:15.
It's what?
1:15.
Okay, that's not bad. Can we sit through that? Yeah. All right. Let's take, everyone, a little commercial break. And then we'll come right back here with joy and happiness on a Wednesday morning.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true. How would you like up to $4,000 of free windows? And when I say $4,000 of free windows, I mean $4,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $4,000 to get $4,000 free. You just get up to $4,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of these restrictions are income-based, and you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
Mattress Express's New Year's blowout is on. Save up to $800 on Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Purple. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans available. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or just stop in.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
And good God, here we go for a wonderful... Now I go to the top, right? Oh, my God. So if you're back from the stream, welcome back. We don't know what happened, and
They went down the lazy river, down
although
the stream.
I do have I have a comment from Deeds in New Hartford from yesterday. What did he say? Let's see if I can find it. Deeds in New Hartford. See if it's up here. Bill, listening to your show right now on the laser eye surgery. It was July 18th, 99. Oh, it is. I listened to the procedure live on the radio in the Dove Laser Center waiting room as I had my eyes done right after you. It is called refractive keratectomy, PRK. That's what it was. You're right. I had the same thing as you did. I've had no problems since, over 25 years later. I do wear glasses now, but mainly due to the astigmatism that Dr. Palumbo said would come back eventually. Best investment I ever made, John and Marcy. John, that's really cool, and I'm with you on that. And we did it when the Dove Laser was on Genesee Street, it was an old like mansion, and one of those old nice big houses on Genesee. Yeah. Turned into a doctor's office. That's where we did it. And then they moved over to their office on Seneca. Is it Seneca Turn? No, on Middle Settlement Road. No longer there, by the way. And karma. Hey, Bill, do you believe in karma? Oh, no. John in Bridgewater. I don't know what that means. Sue in Utica says, just commercials at 6:43. Sue, could you give us another update and let us know if it's working now? I believe it probably is. Bottom boom. Megan, nice job. I think you might have fixed it. I don't know if that's for good, but I think you might have fixed it.
I'll reach over and pat myself on the back because that's my first victory of the day.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, don't get used to it, all right?
I won't.
Okay.
Murphy's Law is a real thing.
It is, yeah. That damn Murphy.
He knows how to get you.
She's Irish, did I mention?
No.
She's very good at that.
With the flaming red hair.
Coyote walked into believe me, the flaming red hair, all these guys, I hear from them every single morning about your red hair. I don't know what it is.
You have to beat them off with a stick, Bill, and I appreciate it.
I do for you. They love your red hair. Okay, can I throw out a couple of stories without anything bad happening?
Time will tell.
A couple of good ones. Oh, good, Davey. Nice job. Yeah, we're working good. Coyote walked into an Aldi store, and you can shut it off now if you want. A coyote walked into an Aldi store in Chicago and jumped into the cold food section. I imagine, I don't know why that would happen, but he was probably looking for food, right? May very well have been. Anyway, you can expect that people went crazy. Here are the people in the community, in the Aldi store, talking about what went down.
I mostly see it in the suburbs, but we see like the possums and all that stuff coming out.
I would have ran immediately out. I would have did that.
So it had to come from the train tracks because we get all kind of stuff come around through here.
All right.
Wow.
Here's a good one. An OnlyFans content creator. What is that? What is that? That is a...
It's like a subscription service where... Oh, you know what OnlyFans? Bill,
I do,
are you on OnlyFans?
But please continue.
Bill's on OnlyFans, everybody. Okay, let's look him up. Selling feet pictures, getting a ton of money.
You should be amazed at my feet, which aren't crusty and whatever those commercials say.
No Crystal Flush for you.
OnlyFans is what, Megan?
It's like a subscription service where people will ranges in a variety of things from celebrities to adult film stars, and people pay a monthly subscription fee for this exclusive content.
So they're making content usually right from their homes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. As I've said to my wife, it's not just porn, okay?
But it's just porn.
I think it is.
Why do you think the net was born?
An OnlyFans content creator and porn star. And by the way, I must add there, Megan, just for the record, you lit up pretty sparkly when I mentioned just the word OnlyFans and your ability to come in and explain what it was. That will go noted.
Chronically online and also a butt of jokes for many friends.
All right. An OnlyFans content creator and porn star claims she had relations with a record-breaking. Now, this is where every woman in the audience says, oh, my God, that is just ridiculously horrible. Because I think the number one would be enough and probably too much for many. 1,057 men in 12 hours. She broke a record. Davey, you're familiar with this woman?
But I never participated in any of that.
No. What's her name?
He doesn't kiss and tell.
I don't remember what her name is.
Is it Bonnie Blue?
No.
It is, actually. Her TikTok, she was also on TikTok, counting the number of men she slept with in 12 hours.
No.
Oh, over 1,057 men. Now, that's just ridiculous.
No way. That's a Guinness record. Did they have to have the Guinness person?
Said, I enjoyed myself, said never a woman anywhere. A clip of Oklahoma Senator, this is good, Mullen, is trending after now this is during the confirmation hearings.
Oh, yeah, I saw this one.
It got into the drunk situation, an alcohol problem, and Senator Mullen in Oklahoma suggested members of Congress vote drunk all the time. So this is the pot calling the kettle black. He said it yesterday while defending Fox News commentator Peter Hegseth, who is up for Secretary of Defense. Here is the audio from that.
The senator from Virginia starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night? Have any of you guys asked them to step down and resign from their job? And don't tell me you haven't seen it, because I know you have. And then how many senators do you know have got a divorce for cheating on their wives? Did you ask them to step down? No. But it's for show. You guys make sure you make a big show and point out the hypocrisy because the man's made a mistake.
Well, I'm not sure every woman would look at it that way, right? I mean, the reality is those senators probably haven't been caught or told on. It is still one of those things where, it is a bit of a deal breaker for the Department of Defense, I would think.
Yeah.
If you're being confirmed.
Yeah, it's a little.
It's hard for us to look the other way if all of that stuff is true. The other part of this is it is so ridiculous because we've switched parties back and forth a few times in the last 10 years. And doesn't it annoy you when in this situation when the Democrats are not in power and they're trying to confirm a Republican? They spend like all their time grandstanding as opposed to asking a real question. I hate those.
So I watched a fair amount of it yesterday. They asked almost nothing in regards to what, and I'm not trying to defend Peter.
To what matters?
What is your stance in regards to, dealing with with China? What is the issue? No, it was all personal stuff, and not necessarily what his vision is in regards to the Department of Defense.
Well, the fact that he's affiliated with Fox News is going to be a deal breaker right off the bat for those Democrats, for many of them. So, but Tim, you're someone who you served in the military.
Yep.
You served during wartime.
Yep.
Although we didn't call it a war, right?
Right.
You served during
police action.
Conflict time. And what are your thoughts on? Here's my take, and I'd love yours.
Yeah.
Not that my take matters, but this is it. I don't think people should be judged on this is on women in the military, women in combat.
Right.
And believe me, I have known women who would do a far better job than most men that I know in combat. And I've seen them, if you could call that combat, and sometimes I feel like they're more qualified. However, I think that you judge people based on their abilities. And that is, don't lower the standards, and this is what he's saying.
Right.
Don't lower the standards in order to get everybody in. But if you have a woman or a man that meets the standards of, I hate to say this, of being someone who's willing to defend the nation and kill if need be to defend the nation. If you're qualified, it shouldn't matter whether you're a man or a woman.
Right.
But if you're not, it shouldn't matter if you're a man or a woman.
Yeah, so
you shouldn't get in to that position.
When I was a ranger, it was a men's only club.
In the 70s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Apparently now there are female rangers. I have no idea in regards to if they've changed the standards.
But would you say that, would you agree with, really, I'm agreeing with him, saying, I'm not saying women shouldn't be there. I'm saying that women who qualify should be there.
Right.
But you got to qualify.
Right.
And that goes for men, too. There are men that have no business being in a conflict situation.
Exactly. I mean, there were some that, there was no way I would want to serve with in any way, shape, or manner.
Then they were just drafting people and throwing them into the fire.
It's kind of interesting. I think back a little bit about our conversation yesterday in regards to the Catholic Church, and we were saying, how do you deal with a situation where 52% of the population, because of their gender, cannot become a priest?
Right.
And we are having significant problems in regards to enlistments in the military across the board.
Yeah.
We've got a terrible problem in regards to obesity. 70% of our population today cannot pass basic physical fitness.
Think about that.
That's our biggest problem. It isn't Russia and China, okay?
Right.
It's obesity.
It's our own problem.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to say that 52% of the population, for whatever reason, cannot serve in a combat role. I don't get it.
Yeah.
They say that female pilots are actually probably better than males.
I agree. I've heard that a study done that said they do better under pressure than a male does.
The one thing that I have heard in I didn't deal with it, so whatever it is, the one concern that has always been in the combat arms is that if you're in a conflict and this male thing or whatever it is, if you have females that are serving within the unit, is that there's this male primal thing that you will do things to protect the female that maybe you wouldn't necessarily do with a male. I don't know if it's true or not true, or whatever it is. I mean, when I was in the military, you would not necessarily worry about who was in, what the political affiliation was, what the color of the person was in the foxhole with you or whatever.
Even
it was
sexuality.
or sexuality. Right. None of it. It's just like, I got to protect to let you get out alive. Exactly.
Bill Morris says he will be confirmed your Trump derangement syndrome, Bill, is showing. How have I been on? I'm actually supporting what he said yesterday.
Oh, he's
Bill Morehouse.
He's going to get confirmed.
I don't know what Bill is talking about, though.
I think there were 2 or 3 Republicans who were kind of on the fence. I think Joni Ernst was the big one.
She's the biggie yesterday, and she's basically hinting that she's okay with it.
And she's ex-military.
Yes, Bill, it depends on their abilities to do the job, not who they blanked. Okay, Bill. I'm sorry to catch you in such a mood this morning, Bill Morehouse. But really, Bill, what I'm saying is just that. We shouldn't be judging people based on the color of their skin or their sexuality, or you just judge on whether or not are they qualified. And to put a woman in just because we're trying to meet a quota is a problem, and that's what Hegseth is saying. And I'm telling you, Bill, I hate to say, but whatever syndrome you have, Bill, is affecting you this morning because you're not listening to me. What I'm saying is he's right.
Right.
He's right. We just shouldn't be. There should not be a quota saying we need so many women, we need so many of this, so many of that. It should be, are these people qualified to go in and defend the nation at all costs?
And it just creates a huge morale drag in regards to it for the troops. So,
are you talking about Bill Morehouse?
No, Bill Morehouse is I'm with Bill.
He's a morale uplifter. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
Let's see. Davey's telling me go to the top. Go to the top. I can do that. We have news coming right up, so stand by. I don't know if you know, but today is National Hat Day.
Oh.
National Hat Day. So if you have your hat, apparently wear it today. I don't know why that is the case.
Joe Cocker song, you can keep your hat on.
Keep your hat on. And then there was some talk we had yesterday about this upcoming weekend of playoff action. And I feel like we are in the midst of some really awesome matchups. Like this matchup between the Bills and Ravens might be better than what you see at the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And by the way, Davey, you said yesterday that that the Chiefs were underdogs going in. They are, I believe, 7.5 or 8-point favorites.
Oh.
They're not underdogs. Because I was all like, "Oh my God!"
he was betting the farm on.
I was like, "Bring it on! We got to do something here." All right, I got a break. I do have to break, and we have news coming up top of the hour. A big hour, Utica School District next hour on WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
From Defense Secretary to Secretary of State. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. This morning, it's a senator's turn to go in front of some of his colleagues.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio expected to receive a warm welcome in his confirmation hearing for Secretary of State. The Foreign Relations Committee has already scheduled a markup of Rubio's nomination for Inauguration Day, essentially penciling him in, signaling a swift vote and swearing in that night.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. There are also 5 other Trump nominees with hearings this morning, including Pam Bondi for Attorney General and John Ratcliffe, the president-elect's pick to lead the CIA, the day after Pete Hegseth went first.
I'm not a perfect person, but redemption is real. And God forged me in ways that I know I'm prepared for.
And Democrats had the defense secretary nominee on defense, suggesting Hegseth not qualified, and questioning him on allegations he denies of sexual misconduct, financial mismanagement, and alcohol abuse. Senator Mazie Hirono asked,
will you resign as Secretary of Defense?
I've made this commitment on behalf of the men and women I'm serving.
I'm not
because it's the most important deployment of my life.
I'm not hearing an answer to my question, so I'm going to move on.
But Democrats do not have the votes to block Hegseth. There's still concern about strong winds, fanning wildfire flames, worsening the disaster in Los Angeles.
We're just taking every day, one day at a time. And we are just very, very grateful for all our friends and family that have come to our rescue.
Leonardo Antonori tells Fox his home burned down, so he, his wife, and baby are among the thousands left homeless, 24 deaths confirmed. After weeks of political drama in South Korea, the impeached president has finally been arrested in a raid.
Investigators scaled barricades and cut through barbed wire, finally bringing South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol into custody. He's been impeached by Parliament and suspended from office. Judges are now deciding whether to remove him from power. This all stems from President Yoon's failed attempt to impose martial law last month.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How you wake up each day? How you sleep? What activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
In 5 days, President-elect Trump returns to the White House. Tonight, President Biden will go on TV, giving a farewell address from the Oval Office at 8 p.m. Eastern, and he's doing a few more things before leaving. The president has told Congress he will remove Cuba from the list of state sponsors of terrorism, easing some U.S. financial restrictions. And President Biden's also created 2 more national monuments, preserving over 800,000 acres of land.
President Biden's intent was to show off the natural beauty in person in California.
We had to postpone it because of the fires in Los Angeles.
With his signature, 2 new national monuments, Chuckwalla in Southern California and Setitla Highlands in Northern California, were created. The president said they preserve our environment and also important to Native Americans.
Ancient ceramics, tools, rock art, sacred ceremonial sites that will also be preserved.
As they prepare to leave office, the Biden-Harris administration has protected 15 national monuments across the country in 4 years. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
While President-elect Trump makes a push to buy Greenland from Denmark, there's concern in Puerto Rico about Venezuela trying to take over that U.S. territory.
Republican Governor Jennifer Gonzalez Colon said she is anticipating the incoming administration will swiftly respond to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's open threat to invade Puerto Rico, made 1 day after his inauguration following a disputed re-election. Republican Florida Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart agreeing, suggesting Maduro felt empowered by what he terms the Biden administration's policy of appeasement. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Well, in about an hour, we'll get another inflation update for consumer prices last month, the day after we found out that wholesale prices rose less than expected in December, but the annual rate of inflation jumped higher for producer prices. On Wall Street, ahead of that, stock futures are on the rise. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. It is 7:05. 13 degrees in downtown Marcy. It is balmy out there. Bill Keeler is putting on his sunglasses and flip-flops and sunscreen as we speak. The Onondaga County Sheriff's Office is taking heat for putting an 11-year-old girl in handcuffs. The girl had been playing in the snow with friends when she was falsely identified as a car thief. Video taken by the girl's cousin shows deputies showing the girl a picture of a suspect and making comments that they looked alike, all while the girl and her friends point out differences in their features and clothing. The video then shows a deputy pulling up and stating, "That's her," before cuffing the girl. A short while later, she was released after deputies confirmed she was not the suspect due to a difference in hair length. The Onondaga County Sheriff's Office said detainees are usually handcuffed because they may become uncooperative. You can watch the full video on WIBX950.com. New Hartford police are searching for a young boy who is believed to have run away from the house of the Good Shepherd. Authorities are searching for 14-year-old Nazir Elliott, who was last seen on Wednesday, January 8th. He is described as a black male that is 5'4" and weighs 122 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. It is believed he fled the home by breaking through a bathroom window. Anyone with Elliott's whereabouts is asked to call New Hartford Police at 315-724-7111. A Buffalo pizzeria is at risk of losing a lot of money if the Buffalo Bills do not beat the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. Pesky's Pizza and Wings posted a message on Facebook saying anyone who does an online pre-order for a large pizza and 20 wings or a large pizza with boneless specials through Thursday will get their money back if the Bills are beaten Sunday. The refunds would come in the form of an e-gift card, and customers should use the promo code JOSH for MVP or Josh for MVP when ordering. This Monday is a fee-free day at the National Park Services sites in celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That means all National Park Services sites will be free to visit. The next fee-free day is April 19th, the first day of the National Park Week. And the 2-game win streak of the Syracuse men's basketball team is over after the team suffered a blowout loss at home. Chris Bell led the Orange with 18 points, but his squad was dominated by the Louisville Cardinals by a final score of 85-61 at the JMA Wireless Dome last night. Eddie Lampkin chipped in 11 points for SU, whose record this season is now 8 wins and 9 losses. The next game for Syracuse is Saturday at home against Notre Dame. Your Weather Center forecast is up next. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
A winter weather advisory is in effect until 1 o'clock Thursday morning. There may be 2 to 3 inches of additional snow falling. Today, some gusty winds with scattered snow showers from this morning to the afternoon. The high hitting 22. More snow this evening with a low of 14 overnight. Still a few snow showers tomorrow with a high in the mid-20s and a cloudy Friday with a high of 32. I'm Jeff Marr at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, currently we are at 13 degrees at WIBX.
In sports, one member of the Giants is being recognized for a stellar season. The NFL announced Tuesday that wide receiver Malik Nabers is one of the 6 finalists for the 2024 Pepsi Zero Sugar NFL Rookie of the Year award. The 6th overall pick from the 2024 draft ranks 2nd among rookies in receptions and receiving yards. The winner will be selected by fan vote through the official NFL website. The Jets continue to search for a new head coach. According to NFL Network, the Green and White have requested an interview with Washington Commanders defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. The 46-year-old will not interview as long as the Commanders are still in the playoffs. Washington plays Detroit in the divisional round this Saturday. The Steelers' head coach isn't going anywhere. That's according to Mike Tomlin himself, who told the media yesterday that teams should save their time when inquiring about a trade for the coach. And the Texans are moving on from an offensive playmaker they thought could help their team down the stretch. Houston has waived wide receiver Deontay Johnson as they begin preparations for a divisional round matchup with the Kansas City Chiefs. The man accused of stalking WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark is being held on bail. 55-year-old Michael Lewis made his first court appearance yesterday. After sitting down in his chair, Lewis said guilty as charged. The judge entered a not guilty plea on his behalf, saying she would not accept a guilty plea during his initial hearing. The Texas man was arrested in Indianapolis over the weekend after he allegedly sent numerous threats and sexually explicit messages to Clark via his social media accounts. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
Okay, Megan, coming up, we're going to speak with Robert Smullen, the Assemblyman, who, by the way, is another one whose name's being tossed around as a possible candidate for the Lee Stefanik position.
So how long is this going to run before they?
This is
because I want to make sure I can see. We need more political ads.
They're coming. They're coming. Actually, there's already one running right now.
Yeah.
So the way this is going to work is that when she resigns, which should come this week, then the county chairs will all vote, and I believe it is a weighted vote based on the size of the county.
Right.
But and I believe Oneida County may have the highest weight when it comes to this. We'll ask Robert Smullen. He'll know the answer to this. And then they'll select their candidate. Will it be Robert Smullen? Will it be Joe Rakowski, who's from here?
Right.
Or will it be somebody that comes in from downstate? Or will it be somebody like Mark Molinaro?
Because they don't have to live in the area, right?
They don't. There's about 22, I think, that have expressed an interest in running for this seat. So, but this is all going to be happening very quickly. Democrats will pick their own candidate. The special election, the governor has an allotted time by law to be able to set a special election. My guess is it will happen in the middle to end of March to early April. And then we got to turn right around and reelect someone in that seat in the fall election.
Yeah.
So we'll speak with Robert Smullen about that, but also his new desk. The Assemblyman has a new desk in the Assembly, and it was made locally. We'll talk about it coming right up at WIBX.
Coming to the Stanley Theater, enjoy the music of Led Zeppelin like you've never heard it before with the all-inspiring tribute band Get the Lead Out. Get the Lead Out. Friday, June 13th, 2025 at 8 p.m. Utilizing the multi-instrumentalists at their disposal, Get the Lead Out recreates your favorite Led Zeppelin hits in all their depth and glory. Don't miss this high-energy performance. Get the Lead Out, live at the Stanley Theater, Friday, June 13th, 2025 at 8 p.m. Get your tickets at the Stanley Theater box office or online at thestanley.org.
In 2025, there's a lot of uncertainty about EV government regulation. However, there are still huge incentives on EVs and plug-in hybrids right now.
Like the 2025 Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid all-wheel drive.
With government incentives, lease this $41,000 vehicle for just $398 per month for 36 months.
And that's with zero down, zero due at inception, even sales tax included.
Plug it in at night and get 35 miles on electric.
Gas hybrid engine gets 430 miles on a tank of gas.
It's your tax dollar. Take advantage of the government money while it lasts.
Only during the New Year New Ride sales event.
Make that short drive to save.
So go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
SDK number 25T0575. MSRP $41,240. 36 months, 30,000-mile lease. 20 cents per mile over. $0 due at inception. $0 security deposit. 8.75% sales tax and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure. $400 disposition fee. 720 plus FICO score. Includes New York State Drive Clean rebate. Offer expires 2/3/2025.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group. If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 8:30 on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, letting you know that Andrew Dominio is off this week. Filling in for Andrew, I'll give you a little scheduling here. Megan is in all week doing news. Thank you, Megan. Oh, yeah, kill it. Tim Reed is in for Andrew this week. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
Friday, we thought we had someone, and there was a cancellation. So I have good news for you, because I know you're up every morning at this time anyway.
That's true.
But not up, showered, ready to. You can't walk like you do a lot of walking, or running, or whatever you do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you know that Jeff Manaski will fill in on Friday morning.
Excellent.
So there you go.
Jeff's here on Friday? Yeah.
Friday morning.
You've got to wake him up.
What?
He says he has to wake him up.
He'll be here. It'll be all good. Assemblyman Robert Smullen on the line right now. Robert Smullen, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill. How are you this morning?
Great. Thank you so much for coming on. I know your name is being tossed around. Can I ask, are you actively interested in the congressional seat currently held by Elise Stefanik? I think I've asked you this question before, but I'll ask it again.
I am, Bill. I've expressed interest, and there's a process going on that I'm deeply involved in.
So, if you could just clear up a couple of items, are the chair people? So, how many counties are there in the district? Is it 11? What's the number?
No, there are actually 15.
15.
And I actually cover 5 of those 15 districts
in your assembly district.
Assembly district.
Nice. So each of the, and I'm sure you've met with each of the chairs in not only in your district but in this other district. Is the chairman vote weighted based on population of the county?
So it is. It's based on the number of voters in the county that voted in the last gubernatorial election.
Okay.
And that's it's a percentage, basically.
So tell me if I'm wrong and correct me if I need to be corrected. Believe me, everybody else does. I would say that Elise Stefanik probably will resign at some point this week. Her confirmation hearing is scheduled for tomorrow. That will, all of a sudden, the green light goes on this process. The vote will occur, and maybe within the next week or so, we will know, maybe a week and a half, we'll know who the candidates will be.
Yeah, I really don't know what the actual date will be, and that's not up to me to decide. As part of that process that I described, she'll be given a confirmation hearing, and then there'll be a full Senate vote on her nomination.
Yes.
And then after, she'll resign, and then the process will start, and then things will happen.
And then the governor has an allotted time to set a special election.
That's right.
And again, we're kind of predicting March, end of March, something like that, early April, where the election will occur. But this is moving very, very quickly.
It'll be a very quick process.
Yeah.
It'll be a special election. The eyes of the nation will be on that because the balance in the House of Representatives is so close.
All right. There was a really interesting story, and I just want to take a moment, if we could, and certainly as we get closer to this process, we'll want to get you back on and talk about that. This is a big deal for you and for others who are interested. But you have a new desk at the Assembly.
We do, and it's very exciting because the desks are actually made in the 118th Assembly District in the Mohawk Valley by Hale Manufacturing, which is located on Cosby Manor Road.
Yeah.
That's where, and I believe they used to be located in Herkimer. Describe the desk that they created.
Well, they're absolutely beautiful. So every once in a while, furniture gets worn out, And in the assembly, they require that the furniture, the carpeting, it all gets made in New York State because it's it's a New York body, and we want to have the manufacturers based in our state. And we're fortunate. Erica Benson Romeo and Brooke Benson Tubia, they run Hale Manufacturing, family business, been in there since 1907, and they make all of this incredible office furniture, desks, bookcases, library shelves, court furniture, tables, seating, and they're the ones that won the bid. And if you look on my Facebook page, Smullen for Assembly, you can see how fantastic it all looks.
Yeah. Now, will they be making multiple desks, or is it just yours?
All of them.
All of them.
150 desks.
So they got the contract for the whole thing. That's awesome.
We're already using them. We've started the legislative year last week. We had the State of the State address by the governor yesterday, and we're off to the races in terms of our legislative work for 2025.
It is great to see that you're on top of this, and we're using a New York company, and luckily for us, a local company. It is a big deal. In the past, we really react after we find out all the furniture was made in China or something.
We're fortunate that we even have this industry.
It is, especially
we've lost so much.
Robert, this area used to be really well known for furniture making. Whether you're talking about Standard or Library Bureau, Hardin furniture, and a lot of those are gone, and Hale is still going strong. Which
Hale
is awesome.
and Hardy.
Hale and Hardy, yes.
That's right. Yeah, they are going strong too, and they've got a really great business model. It's somewhat of a niche, but they fit it perfectly, and they've got great people up there. I went up and toured the factory that they've got going, and all the people that work there, they do absolutely fantastic work, both finishing the furniture, putting it together. They've got a really great thing going, and we want to commend them for actually providing the New York State Assembly those desks. We're so proud of them.
All right. Well, listen, congratulations, and we appreciate what you're doing on this and everything else, and wish you the best of luck when it comes to this congressional process going forward.
Yeah, thanks so much, Bill. Appreciate you guys having me on.
All right, we'll talk soon. Assemblyman Robert Smullen. We'll do a quick break and come back with the superintendent of schools at Utica School District, and a lot to talk about. Christopher Spence, Dr. Spence, along with Board President Joe Habaika. You have any questions? There are a lot of rumors out there, and we're going to dig into every single one of them coming up next.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journey. Nokian Tires all-weather tires are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow, allowing you to forget the forecast so you can focus on the road ahead, not the road below. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. Find Nokian Tires all-weather tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
Everyone's talking about the breakthrough of weight loss drugs, but too few can access or afford them. Hers is changing that. At forhers.com/radio, you can access doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored to you, like GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy, or oral medications at a fraction of the price. That's right. You'll save up to 91% per month on compounded semaglutide based on pricing through Hers. The same active ingredient as the name brand drug at 91% less. There's no hidden fees and no membership fees. Just one low, transparent price. And the process is 100% online. If prescribed, your personalized plan ships free directly to your door. Get started at forhers.com/radio to access affordable doctor-trusted weight loss plans that put you first. That's forhers.com/radio. FORHERS.com/radio.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription subscription money back and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, well, good morning. In studio right now is Dr. Christopher Spence with the Utica School District. And Dr. Spence, good morning.
Good morning and Happy New Year to all.
Happy New Year to you. Although, according to Larry David, you're late. He says you only have 3 days. I think you have the whole month, to be honest.
Oh wow, there's metrics behind this.
Apparently.
All right,
Davey, could you bring this mic down so it's not in covering his face? Yeah, apparently that's the case. But listen, I think you're good. If you're still saying Happy New Year in February, that might be a problem.
Yep.
But I think you are good. This is Tim, by the way, filling in here this morning. Tim Reed.
Hey, good morning, Doctor.
Hey, good morning.
And so you know Tim is a legend in the area. He is currently a business consultant, does a lot of things with local companies, but was the president? President of the Boilermaker. The Boilermaker Road Race, which is a big deal around here.
Company.
On the phone line right now, and we want to tell you if you have any questions or you've heard a rumor or two. There have been a few out there, a few accusations. 315-736-0186. Nothing is off the table here. Feel free to call in. Unless you're Howard Potter, you're not allowed. No. I would love it if he did.
Yeah.
I would love it if Howard called in. I just can't wait to hear what he's heard lately. Joe Habaika on the line right now. Joseph, good morning.
Good morning.
Joe is the... why are you not in studio, Joe?
Well, I got hit with COVID, and I decided, even though I'm on the tail end of it, I didn't want to pass it around to everybody, and most certainly I didn't want to give it to Dr. Spence because he's busy 24/7. So
fair enough.
I didn't want to hamper him.
But you wanted to give it to Bill.
Yeah, but he'd have given it to me. He wouldn't care.
I wanted to mention something about the Hale Manufacturing Company.
Yeah.
When I first started practicing law, we used to do research in books, and so every time you used to see pictures of lawyers, they'd be surrounded by these bookcases filled with law books.
Yeah.
And those law books were actually placed inside the Hale Manufacturing shelving, and you'd go into law offices and there'd be dozens and dozens of them. As a matter of fact, our office probably had, I want to say, 40 or 50 of the little, each of the shelves, because they actually fit together. So
like bookcases.
The bookcases.
Yeah, cool.
So, but anyway, I also wanted to mention, Dr. Spence probably didn't realize this, but Tim Reed went to college with me at Hamilton College.
Yes, both of us were
smarty pants.
Yeah. Hey, we got through.
Yes. Not like Dr. Spence.
No.
Got a B.
So, and Dr. Spence, are you still living in Syracuse? You're living here now.
No, I've never lived in Syracuse.
Okay.
See, talk about them rumors.
Yeah, there's a rumor.
Never lived in Syracuse. No.
I got a call from Howard Potter that said he lives in Syracuse. He doesn't even live here.
No, I live here.
Okay, you live here. All right. I want to start out, if we could, and just let you, Dr. Spence, just talk about some of the things that are being said and how you respond to those things and what's going on at the Utica schools.
Well, I'm really excited because I want to talk really primarily about what's going on in the Utica schools, city school district. We've got a lot of great things happening. Unfortunately, an organization of this size, this magnitude, with this much activity, there's always going to be rumors. But we as an organization are really here to keep the pulse on instruction. We are in the business of educating people. And I really want to talk about, the work as I see it, the vision for the district, and what we're going to do to move this organization and this city forward. Now, one of the things, I went to school, we talk a lot about stratification, how do organizations work to reproduce inequities within our larger society and things like that. and the school, to what extent is the school complicit in that work and in that function. And so what we have to do and what we have to do in urban education, as we're really looking to reform our system to make it better, to improve the city and our local municipality, is think about the ways in which we will disrupt inequities within the system, but also expand opportunities more broadly. And so a lot of that work, if you see what we're doing with our CTE Center, expanding pathways to graduation, giving kids the opportunity to graduate schools with skills that are immediately transferable in the marketplace at a good wage, really will have a profound impact on the city. Yeah. And in addition to that, one of the things I just want to highlight here is, January 27th, we're starting our extended learning time, our RED academies, which we're really going to focus on elementary schools primarily, because we really want to provide that targeted instruction to students. We really want to, give children a place to, a safe place to be in the after hours. We understand there's a body of research that says that 3 to 6 is very important, but it also allows us to work on our social emotional skills, support academic achievement. So we've got a lot of things to be excited about, and, I'm here to tell a story.
All right, and Joe, feel free to pipe in at any point. I'll throw out a question to you guys. To whoever wants to take this, who feels they should take it. All right. All right. So let's start with one of those accusations that's out there. Why are you paying the former superintendent of schools? She was I believe it was acting superintendent, Kathy Davis, $1,000 a day. What shady thing is going on here? Joe,
let me take that.
Right.
Let me take that. Okay. First of all, in the contract, and this is best practices, when a new superintendent comes in, they're entitled to, I guess, how would you call it, some assistance with transition. Okay. But she's really being paid by the hour, and she's not running the district. Dr. Spence is running the district, contrary to, I don't want to say it without denigrating people. So I'm just going to say, contrary to belief, Dr. Spence runs the district, and Dr. Davis is there as a resource.
How long will that go on? How long will that go on?
It's basically up to 1 year, I think, under the contract. But that was put in place and recommended as best practice by the district superintendent, which is Dr. Kilborn, who assisted us with the search.
Okay.
So, this is not because Dr. Spence, is weak or he's dumb or he doesn't know what he's doing or anything along that sort. Part of the reason why we were able to start commencing the turnaround after the transition, I'll say that, it was because Dr. Davis was a long-time and very experienced superintendent who, while she was here, started uncovering a lot of things that needed to be addressed. And she had a lot of the corporate knowledge, quote unquote, that Dr. Spence would need in order to make, various decisions. But the reality is he's been spending, how long has it been?
It's been
Go ahead.
So first, I didn't hear that one. I think Dunkin' Donuts would argue differently, the amount of coffee I've been drinking just to keep up. But number one, I think that's a practice that's consistent in any district. I've worked in a myriad of different districts. When you have a transition of a large organization such as this, you have different priorities that are already set in place. So that onboarding period provides a transition to say, okay, these were the things like capital improvement projects. This is where this is. These are the players, and to continue because you don't want to have a disruption in the work. So that's just a consistent practice that it was in the district I was at before. So. But yeah, it's been
recommended by BOCES.
Yeah, it's a recommended practice.
Okay, all right. So Joe, nothing nefarious here.
No, notwithstanding someone's wish that there was. and the comments that are being made by certain people about Dr. Davis's character. And, now they're being made about Dr. Spence's character and capability. We're doing everything we're supposed to be doing, and there's going to be bumps in the road, and,
right.
it's going to take some work.
Let me bring up another one, and I'll direct this to Dr. Spence. It is rumored and being accused that teachers are having discipline issues in the classroom. They are suspending children, and you're coming in and reversing that, and you're not punishing these kids.
Well, first I'll just say this, and I've said this.
Are you holding
before.
back? Are you holding back?
So what I'll say this is that we have a newly adopted student code of conduct.
Yeah.
And we also have commissioner's regulations. So any action is done in commensurate with those expectations from the commissioner and our student code of conduct. Additionally, teachers don't suspend children. The building principal has the ability to suspend children. So, I mean, these things, I think what we're seeing here is this is a very rudimentary analysis of what we're seeing as a larger problems, particularly in urban education. It's easy to come with the short-sighted answer to say this is the problem, but that's just not the work.
Yeah.
And so once we think about the work more broadly and the different variables that play into that, is we're talking about urban reform. We are looking at our practices, we're looking at our data, and we're using that to inform how we are dealing with particular issues and challenges within urban education.
Are you overruling principals?
That's just not how the process works. So we have a process; it's clearly defined, and again, we're talking about urban reform. We're talking about reforming a system, and in doing so, we are looking at all of the guidelines. We are working with, look within the commissioner's regulations. We are looking at these things on a case-by-case basis, and we're using data to inform our decisions. So I don't sort of reject the notion, because I don't think there's data to support this very basic analysis of a very complex and sophisticated issue.
So you, in layman's terms, you're saying this is not just a simple fix.
Well, when you're talking about,
there's a violence problem in Utica, and I'm talking about Utica as a city, and it is either bleeding from or bleeding into, probably a combination of all of that, into the school district. It is a definite issue.
Well, first thing I'll say is I've worked in several districts, worked in Buffalo, worked in Rochester, worked in New Hampshire. Violence is not a Utica issue. It's an American problem.
Yeah.
That's first we got to contextualize the work. There's violence in any school. When you lift up the rug, you'll find incidents of violence and things like that.
And the larger the school district, the
propensity for it may increase because just the volume of people there.
Right.
We're talking about a larger sample size and population. Which is why the state has initiatives focusing on social emotional learning, and they're charging schools with looking at how we are teaching children to regulate their emotions and providing that support in a variety of ways. Again, in addition to that, this is complex. And this is the work. The work is, how do we take our young people and the ways in which they come to us and really appreciate the assets that they bring, while also providing them with the skills and content knowledge to be successful in a variety of ways post-secondary. And so that's really the work that we're doing. And again, this is a massive ship, and we're working to turn it around.
I have also been told there are accusations that you are not in touch with what the teachers and what the principals are seeing. You're not walking through the high school. You're not seeing what's going on. Respond to that.
Well, I mean,
why are you laughing, Joe?
I think Joe's recovering.
Are you kidding me? Jeez. Go ahead. Sorry, Dr. Spence.
Is that true?
First of all, that's not true. And I again want to center what I'm here to do. I'm here to focus on students and learning and how do we move this organization forward. Now, with that, in order to do that work, you got to have a pulse on what's happening within your buildings. We meet with our administrators. We conduct our meetings. We're in the schools doing walkthroughs to really get a feel for the organization. If you revert back to my 100-day entry plan, much of the work this year is predicated on really understanding the district, understanding our key performance indicators, understanding the structural arrangements within the district, but also getting a feel for the culture of the district.
Yeah.
And you don't do that without actually being among the people, talking to the systems leaders
the people
here.
includes the children, the students.
Of course, we did 4 town halls.
Can you explain what a key performance indicator is? Because people don't know what that is.
So, we're looking at our academic benchmarks and our progress towards them. We're looking at chronic absenteeism for students. We're looking at all of the variety of indicators to give us a high-level overview of how the system is performing in the aggregate. And then we disaggregate that data by building to see how are we particularly performing and what supports are needed. And so, again, this work, I said this in the town halls I did. We came into this work doing town halls with the administration. We did town halls with some of the children. And Dr. Spence is the architect. I will design with my administrative team with the data that's before me. But I hold no magic wand for this work. This is a collaborative effort. So the work that we're talking about is not the work that Dr. Spence is doing. It's the work that Dr. Spence is doing in collaboration with our teachers, with our administrators to move this district forward. And that also involves coordinated activity among, other systems leaders, the city, the county, our parents. So this is really a village mentality. I will chart that path forward. I will do the design again in collaboration with our system leaders, but we're going to work collaboratively to solve the problems today, the challenges of urban education. And that becomes the work. That is the work.
Joe, do you want to add to that?
I think, the thing about it is that in layman's terms, Dr. Spence goes to the schools. He's talking to the kids. He goes to the basketball games. He goes to the various events. I just find it odd that people think that he's out of touch, because the reality is he's not out of touch. And, he's an educational scientist, as you can see from just the way he talks. But he understands and he appreciates the kids and the problems and the challenges that they face. And again, if I'm putting words in your mouth, Dr. Spence, I'm sorry, but that's the reality of the situation.
Fair enough. I'm going to break, and then we'll come back. And if anybody has any questions, 315-736-0186. Davey, Joe, you just stay quiet in your little COVID containment. Davey, we're going to do a quick break and do Hobica's free money question. How much money are we looking at today for Hobica's free money question of the day? On the microphone, please.
$200.
$200.
You're dead to me, Davey. You're dead to me.
Oh. All right. So for $200, we're looking for caller number 4. Megan, caller 4 right now. We'll come back with Dr. Spence and Joe Hobica, who will watch this process in live and in person. Well, by telephone. Yeah. Caller number 4 right now, 315-736-0186 on WIBX.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journey. Nokian Tires all-weather tires are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow, allowing you to forget the forecast so you can focus on the road ahead, not the road below. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. Find Nokian Tires all-weather tires at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Learn more at tallmanstire.com.
Feeling the winter blues? Warm up with us at Fit Body Boot Camp. Hey, it's Lisa, and I'm here to tell you that 2025 is the year to step into the best version of you. But what does that mean? That means feeling stronger, having more energy, and building more confidence. My incredible team and I will be with you every step of the way. And guess what? You can come in for free. That's right, 3 free on me with no commitment. Come see us and let's make this your best year yet at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings, plus free home delivery with any base. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
Everyone's talking about the breakthrough of weight loss drugs, but too few can access or afford them. Hers is changing that. At forhers.com/radio, you can access doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored to you, like GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy, or oral medications at a fraction of the price. That's right. You'll save up to 91% per month on compounded semaglutide based on pricing through Hers, the same active ingredient as the name brand drug at 91% less. There's no hidden fees and no membership fees, just one low, transparent price. And the process is 100% online. If prescribed, your personalized plan ships free directly to your door. Get started at forhers.com/radio to access affordable doctor-trusted weight loss plans that put you first. That's forhers.com/radio. FORHERS.com/radio.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, it's time for Habaika's free money question of the day. I've got him on hold, so basically, Dr. Spence, what that means is I have muted Mr. Habaika, just so you know.
Okay.
All right. Let me bring in Rob, who's ready to take a shot. Rob, good morning. Good morning. Rob in New York Mills.
Good morning, Bill.
Are you ready to take a shot? Habaika's money, $200. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. This is your question. Davey, you're ready to go? You know what you're doing over there? I got to get the hotkey up. Are you good to go? Okay. All right, Rob, here we go. For $200, what are the two most popular spices in the world? Ready, go.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. Push it real good. Sorry. You got that reference, Megan. That was good. Yeah. The answer is pepper, and anybody else? It's not salt, believe it or not.
Curry?
It is. That's a good guess. Cayenne pepper? It is mustard.
Oh.
It is pepper, and the spice. Remember, mustard starts as a spice. Pepper and mustard. That was a tough question. Actually, it was submitted to me by Habaika. Apparently, he didn't want to give the money away today. There you go. Rob, we're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card from, any of the Comets restaurants, Taylor and the Cook, Babes, Aquavino, 72 Tavern and Grill. Also, we're going to give you from over on Leland Ave in the Big Lots Plaza. It's a Utica thing. Kitchen and bar. Awesome food. Great lunches if you want to try it out. It's a $25 gift card to there as well. All right?
Okay.
So remember, pepper and mustard. All right. Stand by. She's going to take you. Joe Habaika back in, locked in. Joe, good morning. In studio right now.
Oh, thank you, Bill. Yes,
in studio right now is the Superintendent of Schools at Utica, Dr. Christopher Spence. And Roger is from Utica. I want to bring in a caller. Are we going to be all right with that? Everybody good? You never know what happens when a caller calls in.
Where's the drum roll?
They're all good.
The drum roll.
I'm sure they're compliments.
All right, let me bring in Roger. Good morning, Roger. You're on the radio, and you're on with Joe Habaika and Utica Schools Superintendent Christopher Spence.
Yes, I want to be nice about this. I don't think it shocked me to hear you pay somebody $1,000 a day. The President of the United States on transfer of power, they only give him 60 days, a little over 60 days from election day to January 21st. How the heck do you figure a year to transfer a school district of power over between intelligent people?
Joe, do you want to take that, or Dr. Spence, whoever would like to take that?
I'll take it. Yeah, okay. So the president gets 60 days, and that's what they call the transition. That's not the accepted practice, and that's not the best practice when you're dealing with school districts. I don't know what to say other than that's the deal.
Dr. Spence, what are you doing with your military?
The accepted practice seems kind of weird and kind of odd. I mean, I just can't imagine it takes that much for someone to transfer power at that level. The teachers and the whole people working under the system have everything in place. They know their programming and everything. I mean, this is just an administrative transfer. I mean, I can't understand. It's just awfully strange to me. I had to make my point because it made me a little upset when I heard it.
All right, Joe,
that amount of money.
Roger, I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna let Dr. Spence respond here.
So I just want to clarify some things because I understand. I believe I understand the sentiment, but it's not $1,000 a day. This is really an hourly thing. So it's an as needed, in almost like a consultant manner. So again, when you're dealing with an organization that's complex, we're dealing with people's children. We're dealing with maintaining a steady flow of the operations. There is some transition period, but I think what's being articulated to the public may be that there's this gross, 40, 50-hour work week that's just not happening. I don't have the capacity of bandwidth within me to do that and then manage the direct reports I have. So this is more as you need a consultant basis. Hey, got a question about this. This was a practice that was put in place before me. Can you provide context? Okay, great. And then, we'll move on from there. So I just want to, clarify that.
Here is what I would ask, and either Joe, you can take this, or Dr. Spence. This is within the school budget that is, I don't know where the money comes from, but I'm assuming it's within the school budget. It is in order to make this transition in a very difficult, let's look at Utica as if you can look in the last 5 years, what has happened to the Utica School District. My guess is this would be, anybody else would look at this and say, and believe me, I've talked to people in education who have said, oh my God, I wouldn't want anything to do with Utica. That is a mess right now. And you are walking into what I would say would be a hornet's nest. There are many, many issues, a lot of great things happening in the district. That is true. Those could end up being overshadowed by all of what has happened. You have a school board president who was just arrested. You have a superintendent of schools who has been
former
dismissed.
School board president.
I was waiting for that one.
All right, Joe, I mean, if you could, there's a lot going on here. And to be able to, my guess is, if this came from a recommendation from State Ed and from BOCES to move forward doing this, to me, I think that should set taxpayers at ease and actually make them feel a little better that these procedures are carefully being handled, not that money is being wasted. And why would you just throw money at somebody to waste it? I don't understand that logic.
And then, just to expound on that point, I think some of the challenges is that there's so many things. The public sometimes doesn't see the progress in real time, because, we might just leave a meeting. So there are, we are light years ahead in some regards, and then we have a lot of work to do in other regards as we're moving the ship forward. So, we are trying to be better stewards at telling our story, providing those updates. But you're talking about, a system that's in the most regulated state in the country, with the most regulations for everything that we do and everything that we touch. So, we are working to be nimble. We are working to work our way through these challenges, a lot of which are historical challenges, and we're bringing innovative thinking to these things.
Can I ask you, it is one of the complaints I hear from school districts and from teachers is that the rules that are now in place because all of this comes from Albany. The rules that are in place when it comes to discipline really ties the hands of the school districts. For instance, you hear stories that a kid could be out of control and violent, standing there punching a principal, and yet the principal has to be extremely careful on how they respond. There are many regulations in place that make it difficult for school districts.
I would say, just like anything, when you're dealing with a public entity, I mean, I think that, sometimes to make the point upon dissatisfaction, we're hyperbolic in a lot of ways. And, we had a raging XXX and this wasn't happening. Number one, again, with dealing with anything, there are a myriad of factors and variables. There is education law. It's more complex. And so I don't want to simplify some of the most complex work that we have in our system. Again, when you look at the classification of our students, I don't think people really appreciate, that we have students that are economically disadvantaged and what that truly means. And what, we have students that we have a lot of people that are transitioning in. And so we in urban education, to do this thing called education reform, we take a very sophisticated approach by using data, by working within the guidelines that we have to make good decisions. But, in any day I say this, for anything, any organization, you will hear a gross misrepresentation of some of the most complex work that there is. And so, no, it's just not that simple, and we can't simplify something that's very complex, because I don't want to diminish the work that my teachers and building administrators do. To say that it's just that simple would be diminishing the work and the skill set and the sophistication that they need to in the classroom to do what they're doing. So I got to reject that and just say, we are working, to solve a historical challenge, but also, provide greater opportunity.
I graduated in 1982. We had a teacher, we called him Professor. He had a rubber hose that he hit us with. Would that be allowed today?
No, I think the hose is outdated.
That is outdated. Darn it all. I got to tell you, though, we loved that teacher. Prof. Tolpa was and it was more of I think during my parents' era, the hose might have been used, but by the time I got there, it was more of symbolic than anything else.
Well, you know what, though? When and I appreciate that, because I always say we have to place the organization within a proper historical, socio-political context. In your era, how much did it cost for a house?
Yeah.
How much was the cost of education in your era?
Right.
What was the composition of a neighborhood in your era? So, see, these factors are often disconnected from the work. And what we have to do as an institution that services the public, we can't run away from these variables.
Yeah.
The macro level shifts in the economy impact the work that we do today in regards to funding, in regards to opportunities, and also in regards to some of the challenges that we face. So this is why when you get these very, very simple,
I'll give you one. I want to give you one.
things.
Back in my day, they used to teach us in school.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that?
I would say that we're
that's the old when did you stop beating your wife question.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you right now, the work that the kids are being asked to do now is a lot more sophisticated and a lot more demanding and rigorous than what you were given at your age. What I was given.
This because I've tried to do my daughter's homework, and
look, sometimes I'm in a boat with you when I'm with my
terrible.
So yeah,
Doctor, I think the other thing too is that not only are you dealing with an urban environment, which is enough of a challenge, but for us being a refugee city, now you glom that on as well with all the languages and whatever it is. It's just, I don't want to call it witch's brew, but it's a very, very complex situation that you have to deal with. Mm-hmm. And you create, it's an interesting product, right? You kind of don't know what you got. It's not like building a desk or whatever it is. How do you deal with this thing called a student?
So really, it's just, this is just basic to practice for organizational management. It's like asking the CEO of X, the customer that you had, the baby boomers have changed. We got a new millennial customer. How do you increase market share here? Well, we've got to study the customer.
Right.
We got to understand the needs, and we have to build the supports around our students and families that we're servicing so that we can help expand the opportunity. See, one of the things that we are doing is we're dreaming. See, I went to school, they had all these very sophisticated models, these regression models, and we could use different variables to predict one's later positions in life. Mother's education, father's educational attainment, occupation, socioeconomic status, et cetera, et cetera. And this is what we believe where you would end up in eventual positions. But there's so many people that break those models.
Right.
And so we have to replicate that practice and really expand our thinking about what could be by coordinating our activity as an institution to better support students and learning. And so that will look different ways depending on the context that you're in. And so again, this year, we're collecting data, we're asking questions, we're internally being critical of our systems, thinking where are our areas of our celebratory areas, but also our areas of improvement. And then we're strategizing the game plan so how we can get these children that we have the greatest opportunity. And again, I don't want to overshadow the great things that are happening. Because, the most salacious story is, oh, my God, this happened. But there's so much that our teachers are doing on an everyday basis. There's so much that I'm hearing when I meet with my building administrators and I'm speaking with my cabinet that's happening in the district that's so good and so profound and what makes this community unique. That I don't want to diminish that work, but I also acknowledge that we have work to do, and any large-scale organization would.
I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. I appreciate your time, Dr. Spence. Joe Habaika, thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
And feel better.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, Bill.
Yes,
Get better.
All right, I got a break. We have news coming up top of the hour here, along with weather on WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
It's Marco Rubio's turn in the Trump spotlight. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The senator's confirmation hearings this morning for Secretary of State and his Republican colleague, Senator Tom Cotton, tells Fox.
Well, I think Marco will do a great job, not just at this hearing, but implementing President Trump's foreign policy. I suspect the Democrats will focus on some of their past differences. They did, after all, run against each other in 2016.
Also today,
the Senate Intelligence Committee will question Trump's nominee to lead CIA, John Ratcliffe, who previously directed the entire nation's spy apparatus as Director of National Intelligence. As a former House member, he was a staunch Trump defender in Congress. Plus, Attorney General nominee Pam Bondi will sit for one of a two-day confirmation hearing this morning on Capitol Hill.
As Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Also facing hearings today, the Trump nominees for Energy and Transportation Secretaries and the Director of the Office of Management and Budget. The day after Pete Hegseth's contentious hearing with Democrats who don't have the votes to block the defense secretary nominee, telling Hegseth he's not qualified and questioning him over sexual misconduct and financial mismanagement and alcohol abuse allegations. Republican Senator Jim Banks tells Fox.
The Democrats made up false accusations with unverified rumors and tried to use that against Pete, but he swept it all aside. He focused on the issues.
5 days before President-elect Trump returns to the White House, President Biden will go on TV giving a farewell address tonight from the Oval Office, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. On his way out, the president's notified Congress he plans to lift the designation of Cuba as a state sponsor of terror.
It's part of a deal struck by the Catholic Church, which will see hundreds of Cuba's political prisoners freed. The U.S. considers these inmates unjustly detained. The White House will also lift some economic restrictions.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. It's a Cuba policy change President-elect Trump could undo. There's still strong wind, worry in the Los Angeles area, fearing the wildfires could get worse. They've already burned down more than 12,000 homes and buildings with 24 deaths confirmed. America's listening to Fox News.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How you wake up each day? How you sleep? What activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
While the Senate focuses on Trump nominee confirmation hearings, House Republicans passed a bill on a controversial issue.
In a narrow vote in the House, the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act passed with the help of 2 Democrats. It would ban males from competing in women and girls sports. The issue championed by former collegiate swimmer and Outkick host Riley Gaines, who on Capitol Hill called Democrat woke policies absurd.
Whether it's feeling like you have to refer to Latino individuals as Latinx, believing that men can become women, believing that men can breastfeed, believing that tampons belong in boys' bathrooms, entirely and thoroughly absurd.
Senate Republicans now aiming to take up the bill soon, and President-elect Trump, as he did on the campaign trail, has vowed to sign it. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
A lot of people have packed on too many pounds, but there is a new report that suggests too many of them are considered obese, not just overweight.
Obesity should not be defined solely by BMI or body mass index, which is a calculation of height and weight. That's according to nearly 60 global experts who contributed to a newly published report in the Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology Journal. The report argues obesity should be defined as BMI combined with other factors like waist circumference, as well as health problems that might be linked to a few extra pounds. Obesity is estimated to affect 1 billion people around the world. Under the new suggested criteria, 20% of those who used to be classified as obese would no longer meet the definition. Tom Graham, Fox News.
We will find out later this hour if inflation crept back up again last month and the annual rate of consumer price increase the day after we learned that wholesale price inflation increased year over year in December. This morning's report could affect the stock market. For now, futures are on the rise, up more than 200 points for the Dow. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. It is 12 degrees in Marcy. The temperature just keeps going down. It's 9:05, and Southern Cayuga, Onondaga, Madison, Southern Oneida, including the cities of Hamilton, Rome, Utica, Auburn, Syracuse, and Oneida, are under a winter weather advisory until 1 a.m. tonight because of lake effect snow. There's an additional snow accumulations up to 3 inches possible. Plan on slippery road conditions. The hazardous conditions could impact the evening commute as well. Your full weather forecast is coming up next. A fugitive from Florida was arrested in Ilion. New Hartford police say 41-year-old Philip Lavalley was wanted by Tallahassee authorities on a handful of charges, including violating probation from a burglary charge. Lavalley was stopped in Ilion on multiple traffic law violations, and authorities learned he was wanted on an out-of-state warrant. He was charged with multiple vehicle and traffic violations and remains in custody. New Hartford police say they are working with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and will hold Lavalley pending his extradition back to Florida. The latest data shows there's been another surge in the number of flu cases across the central New York region. During the week ending January 4th, the place with the highest number of illnesses was Onondaga County with 305. That was followed by Oneida County with 222 and Oswego County with 109. COVID-19 and norovirus cases are also growing in the area, and residents are urged to take the proper precautions to protect themselves from getting sick. Syracuse Airport said 2024 was a record-breaking year in the number of travelers that passed through their gates. Last year, they said for the first time ever since they opened 75 years ago, over 3 million people used their airport to travel. This marks an increase of 5% from 2023. Airport officials celebrated the milestone and said they expect the numbers to grow even more when Micron comes to the area and brings new jobs. And a credit bureau is paying New York State for inaccurately reporting tens of thousands of credit scores. New York State Attorney General Letitia James says between March and April of 2022, a coding error caused by Equifax caused customers' credit scores to lower and caused lenders and insurers to inflate loans and policies. The company estimates roughly 77,000 New Yorkers were impacted. Equifax did notify lenders and insurance companies that summer, with dozens of groups offering remediation to consumers at the expense of Equifax. New York State has reached a $725,000 settlement with Equifax, which has agreed to implement more safeguards to prevent future mistakes. It is 12 degrees in downtown Marcy at 8:07. Here is your full weather forecast.
A winter weather advisory is in effect until 1 o'clock Thursday morning. There may be 2 to 3 inches of additional snow falling. Today, some gusty winds with scattered snow showers from this morning to the afternoon. The high hitting 22. More snow this evening with a low of 14 overnight. Still a few snow showers tomorrow, the high in the mid-20s, and a cloudy Friday with a high of 32. I'm Jeff Marr at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, currently we are, that warmed me up. We are at a chilly, actually down a degree to 12 degrees. With cloudy skies and a winter weather advisory in effect at 8:08.
In sports, one member of the Giants is being recognized for a stellar season. The NFL announced on Tuesday wide receiver Malik Nabers is one of the 6 finalists for the 2024 Pepsi Zero Sugar NFL Rookie of the Year Award, 6th overall pick from 2024 draft. He ranked 2nd among rookies in receptions and receiving yards. The winner will be selected through the official NFL website on a fan vote. The Jets continue to search for a new head coach. According to NFL Network, the Green and White have requested an interview with Washington Commanders defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. The 46-year-old will not interview as long as the Commanders are still in the playoffs, and they play Detroit in the divisional round on Saturday. The Steelers' head coach isn't going anywhere. That's according to Mike Tomlin, who told the media himself Tuesday that teams should save their time when inquiring about a trade for the coach. The 52-year-old finished his 18th season with the team after signing a 3-year extension last year. The Texans are moving on from an offensive playmaker they thought could help bring their team down the stretch. Houston waived wide receiver Deontay Johnson as they begin preparations for a divisional round matchup with the Kansas City Chiefs. The man accused of stalking WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark is being held on bail. 55-year-old Michael Lewis made his first court appearance on Tuesday. The Texas man was arrested in Indianapolis over his weekend after he allegedly sent numerous threats and sexually explicit messages to Clark via his social media accounts. And Syracuse was unable to extend its winning streak after falling to Louisville 85-61. The Orange are 8-9 and will host Notre Dame Saturday afternoon. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
Okay, Megan, listen, I just need you to ask Davey about his opinion of Syracuse last night.
I know, he's shaking. He's vibrating.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
He's loving it. He's loving those season tickets.
Something is happening. Davey, Megan has a question for you.
Okay.
How do you feel, Davey? Are you okay?
How do you feel?
How do I feel about Syracuse today?
Yeah.
I did not know that Louisville was 13-5, 6-1, second in the ACC. They impressed me. First time in 8 years since they won the game at the Dome.
Yesterday, I think I said to you, I'm a little worried about this game because Louisville's hot.
Yes.
In fact, they're, I think, in second place in the ACC.
They are one game out from Duke.
Now that it's early in the season, I get it, but this is a team that's playing really well. So it would have been a really good test for Syracuse. And I think when you look at it, you realize, hey, we're playing with Boston College. Basically the lower echelon of the ACC. We're playing with Boston College, although we split with them. We're playing with Georgia Tech. But when it gets to a Louisville, when Duke comes to town, these are going to be really tough games for Syracuse unless they continue to improve significantly.
You know what impressed me about this Louisville team last night is that this team has a new coach. And the last 2 years, they've been at the bottom of the ACC. They only won like 4 games.
You know what it reminds me of? Syracuse football.
Right.
Look at what look at the change in the mentality in the program. Syracuse had a great year.
I told somebody last night that I had dinner with, I said, they were asking me about Syracuse and with Kyle McCord going to the NFL. And I said, they got a new quarterback coming in, Collins from LSU. If they get off to a good start with this brutal schedule that they have next year, they open up with Tennessee, they had Notre Dame, they have North Carolina coming in with Belichick, they have Miami, they have Clemson, they have SMU. If they can win 9 or 10 games, I think I told this person that I was with, I said, watch out.
Yeah,
Franny Brown could be gone after the second year.
Well, they need to pay to keep some consistency.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing on Belichick in college. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Belichick's son becomes the coach and Mr. Belichick takes an offer to head off to what is it? Vegas. That's looking where?
I think Dallas.
Oakland.
Dallas.
Oh, it's Dallas.
Dallas is open.
Dallas.
Cowboys?
Yeah.
I think Belichick is going to go to Dallas. If Jerry Jones wants to pull up money and bring him in for a winning season, watch out. Belichick might be going to Dallas.
Sorry, there is no Oakland anymore. That team bounced
It's
around
Las
so much.
Vegas.
Yeah. Those Raiders. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Well, I think the difference, I don't think he wants to go to the Raiders because he does not want to go to a long-term project. He wants to go to a team that has the capabilities of getting in the playoffs. He's
Problem
not gonna,
is with Dallas, you've got Deion Sanders that's looking.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, his name is being, and that to me is Billy Martin and George Steinbrenner.
Yep.
So Tom Brady is a minority owner of Oakland, of Las Vegas, Tim, and he's tried to pry Belichick away from North Carolina. And Belichick says, no, Tom, I'm staying here. But if Jerry Jones has the power to do anything, he'll bring Belichick to Dallas.
All right, let me take a big Dallas Cowboys fan and put him on the radio. Hello, Dallas Cowboys fan. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Joe Load. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so listen, there's no Belichick in Dallas. It ain't going to happen. They want Deion. We got to somehow find a way to draft Deion's kid, and Deion comes over, and it's prime time. The Cowboys are going to be back to the way they were in the 90s.
Okay.
Would you take Mike Tomlin, Joe, if they were to trade for him from the Steelers?
I wanted Jimmy Johnson for years, but nobody's heard me. Bring it back. But I'll take Deion.
I will say this: the McCarthy, I think, was treated pretty poorly by the Cowboys here. Put him in a really tough position.
I think Mike McCarthy's going to go to the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
I think the problem with McCarthy is he has no energy. He's just a blah. There's no fire anymore on the Cowboys sideline. When you saw Jimmy Johnson running up the sideline, just about pulling his hair out, throwing the headset and making things happen. He was a leader. The problem with the Cowboys is there's nobody that will stand up to Jerry Jones and be a leader on the sidelines. And until we find a dominant one like Deion, who's very dominant, we're going to have problems.
All right, Joe. You got to be rooting for the Bills this year, though, aren't you? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Bill, I spent 5 years in college in Buffalo. And, of course, when you're in Buffalo, there is no other team to cheer for than the Buffalo Bills. I met a lot of the players back then, and I went to a lot of games back then. And, Buffalo is the only New York team, so you got to root for them. But they're going to have a tough time with the Ravens. So if anybody, I would have said I wish they didn't play the Ravens. I just think they're going to have a tough time.
Well, we will see. I don't think the Buffalo Bills have been in a position where they have been respected all season long. Now, I do get it. They lost to the Ravens, and Henry just ran all over them. I get it, but this is game 2, and it's always... They got to
start off faster and stronger than they did the last game. They can't. They got to come out of the gate with fire.
2 things. This is a different Buffalo team than when they played him earlier in the season. Then the second thing is, I did not know you got your master's at Buffalo.
No.
You did an extra year.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Listen, I just wanted to take an extra painting class, and it wasn't offered, so I had to wait around.
All right, Joe. All right. You have a wonderful day out there, Joe. Thank you.
All right. And listen, I know you don't know a lot about where I am right now, but I am now in Lee Center at Lynx Automotive on Turin Road, so come on over and see me.
Last I knew you were a United Auto.
Yeah, I just things happen. Joey Steet, great guy. Love Joey Steet in the United Auto Group. I needed to be at a place where I am the sales manager and I'm in control of all the sales. So it's a step up, not a step down or a step side. It's a step up. So Lynx Auto, it's a small little automotive group, but so far we're on pace to do 30 cars this month. And in the month of January, I'll take it.
All right, Joe. Good luck out there.
Thank you. And we have a lot of snow, just in case you're wondering.
I was going to say, a lot of snow. You think you had snow before? Oh, boy. Okay. Thank you, Joe. Good luck. All right.
Have a good day.
Coming up, we'll do the Rosenthal report from Jeremy Rosenthal. Coming up at WIBX.
It's a winter wonderland of deals at Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer. Drive in to unbeatable offers on vehicles built to handle snow and ice. Lease the 2025 Equinox LT all-wheel drive for only $369 a month. Or tackle winter with the 2024 Silverado Crew Cab LT four-wheel drive. Lease for just $425 a month. Hurry, these deals won't last. Offers end January 31st. Customers must qualify with top-tier credit through GM Financial. Lease terms of 3 years, 10,000 miles per year. Mileage penalty of 25 cents per mile over 30,000 miles. Lessee must have a current Chevy lease in the household. Customer must qualify and sign up for the new GM card. All taxes, fees, $2,000 down on first payment due at delivery. Equinox stock number 25230. Silverado stock number 24621. See salesperson for details. Find your perfect winter ride today at Steve Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer, where it's always easy to do business. Together, let's drive.
They say no two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app with over 16 million subscriptions sold? Well, we thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. She's an artist and absolutely a visual learner. She's doing a deep dive into our Babbel wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is very much a type A, say it to my face type of learner. So he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to make sure that accent?
Sur le point.
Keith is sweet. He's a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
Wherever you are, however you learn, Babbel is the best choice to break any language barrier. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Have you ordered a Tempur-Pedic mattress and waited 7 days or longer for delivery? Stop waiting and cancel it. Bring your receipt to Mattress Express. We'll deliver it quick. We'll meet or beat the price. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS and order by phone or stop into your closest location.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Feeling the winter blues? Warm up with us at Fit Body Boot Camp. Hey, it's Lisa, and I'm here to tell you that 2025 is the year to step into the best version of you. But what does that mean? That means feeling stronger, having more energy, and building more confidence. My incredible team and I will be with you every step of the way. And guess what? You can come in for free. That's right, 3 free on me, with no commitment. Come see us, and let's make this your best year yet at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton.
Hey, Central New York, I'm Gordon Deal, and whether you're listening to WIBX from Utica to Conesville, you want to know what's going on in our country. The news is moving so fast these days, it can feel like it's hard to catch up, and that, my friend, is what my show is all about. Every Sunday at 7 a.m., listen to This Weekend with me, Gordon Deal, a show that goes beyond the headlines and brings you a lively blend of intelligent information, trending topics, and humor with stories from the U.S. and around the world. Catch This Weekend with Gordon Deal, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Okay, listen, portions of the program brought to you by Steve Pawnee Mazda. New year, new Mazda sales event is back. They've increased their inventory with over 150 new Mazdas available. As Ricky Z says, you can save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy a 0.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s, 5s, 50s, 70s, and CX-90s. Love my hybrid CX-90. See the dealership for details. Let's make your deal on a new Mazda from the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction. Steve Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville with Ricky Z. Everybody over there. Wyatt is the guy I work with as well. Good guy. Service department, awesome. They do a tremendous job. Steve Pani Mazda. Okay. Do you, Davey, have, with Andrew out, I don't think we have any of the explosions. Do we have any of those? You'd have to look for the Rosenthal report. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the man with the plan, the one and only Jeremy Rosenthal. Good morning.
There it goes.
Oh!
Sit right back in your...
Yeah.
I thought we could provide our own explosions, but look, you guys are there. I love this.
I think we will still provide our own explosions.
Okay.
I'm just saying. You know the
Very
deal, Jeremy. Jeremy's an attorney through Fox News. Good guy, knows his stuff. We throw topics at him like we're throwing fastballs, and he knocks them out of the park. Here we go. Topic number 1. Jay-Z accused in a civil lawsuit of raping, oh boy, a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Diddy Combs. What do you think here?
Okay, on this deal, so this was some of the Puff Daddy fallout, and this lawyer in Houston goes after, and lawyers do this, plaintiffs' lawyers do this. They go out and they say, hey, if you're a victim, call 1-800 whatever, right? And so this lawyer in Houston's sort of recruiting people who are in this aftermath, and lo and behold, he's got somebody who's accusing Jay-Z of, after I think the Video Music Awards in 2000. You remember Big Pimpin'? That was after that.
Yeah,
that was right. That was the year. This complainant was 13 years old at the time. Said she was taken to an after party. Said that P. Diddy was there, Jay-Z was there. She had a drink. She felt weird. There's an unnamed female celebrity that's there, and based on that, they're bringing this lawsuit. Jay-Z has been, and his lawyers have been, over the top aggressive, so much so that the judge has been telling them, calm down, guys. We're not going to rush this just because you want to rush it. You don't have to file 8 million motions. A lot of times these legal fights turn into sort of these big dance fights that you probably, if you're like me, you had a lot of dance fights growing up. That's kind of what these are. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on here.
Wasn't there evidence, though, to say that, one of them was saying, was it Jay-Z or Puff Diddy that said he was not even there at that event?
That's what Jay-Z is saying.
Jay-Z saying that.
That's what he's saying. Again, and look, it is really, really hard to prove up something that happened 20 years ago. It is quite literally a he said, she said. Jay-Z and his lawyers are coming out and saying these claims are demonstrably false. They're trying to get, when you bring a lawsuit like this, your identity can be protected if the judge decides. You can say, I'm a Jane Doe or a John Doe. And there's a need we recognize for sex abuse victims, survivors, to be anonymous. Jay-Z and his team saying, well, you're not a survivor and you're none of these things. You're a liar. So we get to put your name on the lawsuit so the rest of America can see it. The judge actually sided with the complainant. So this thing, we're not even close to trial. And these lawyers are over the top aggressive, but you know what? They're all getting paid. So something good is coming out of this.
These are very ugly accusations. Yeah. You're dealing with a 13-year-old. Oh my God.
Well, isn't it basically what they're hoping is that there's going to be a settlement and get some money just to get this thing
over
out
with.
Of the way.
Yeah.
Yep. And sorry, and not to, before we move on, so one of the allegations here is that the lawyer from Houston sent a demand letter to Jay-Z saying, pay up or we will sue you. And these things can be razor thin between legal settlements and extortion, because there's not a lot of difference between Louis from down the block saying, if you don't pay me $100, I'm going to accuse you of theft.
Right.
So this is so these things. And if you remember Michael Avenatti, who I think that's what he got in trouble for, was he sort of crossed that line between extortion and a settlement. So yes, but they're after money. Yeah.
Topic number 2, it shows you the rights we have in this country, Vietnam, to prosecute a lawyer for criticizing judicial actions regarding social media. What's this?
I've let my license in Vietnam lapse,
You
so
have.
you'll have to forgive me if I'm not up on their code. But yes, that's why Fox, they asked me to pick 3 stories. This is why I did this, is because as bad as we think things are here,
Yeah.
they threw this guy in jail for 3 years, a lawyer in jail for 3 years, and you want to know what his criticisms were? You're not letting family into the courtroom. You treated this death row inmate improperly, things like that. And so look, we are blessed in this country to be able to disagree. I am blessed as a lawyer that I get to cross-examine police officers on the witness stand, and I don't get clobbered and beaten up and left in an alley when I'm done. Maybe in Utica, not here.
They actually give you the club on the way in. You beat them on the way out. That's what happens here in Utica.
Okay.
Those were the old days, though. It's not that way anymore. Topic number 3, Google must face mobile phone privacy class action in a possible trial. This is an interesting one, and really I think privacy on your cell phone is a real worry of people, or at least something we believe we have in place. We hope we have in place. What's going on here?
Okay, my understanding, and remember, I'm not licensed in Vietnam. I'm also not the IT guy, and I can't figure out your phone. You know when you click that thing on your phone that says allow other apps to track, you know that?
Yes.
When it's like a Google thing, and I believe it was affiliated with Workspace. Guess what was actually happening? Guess what they were actually doing when you click no.
When you click no, they were actually still tracking you.
We see, you get it, right? That's the accusation, is that they're still following you. And Google's accused of kind of making some clunky language in that, saying, well, we told you that. And then their other argument is, well, but you're not hurt too bad, because really we're just trying to sell you better pizza. Right? Well, that's all we want your data for. But at the end of the day, this class action is going forward. If Google is ordered to pay, they could be ordered to pay in the neighborhood of $5 billion, which, you know what? Guess what? Maybe that makes them not track you. Just a thought.
Maybe. But, I would hope that kind of money would be significant, right?
I mean, look, you and me, we lose that in the sofa. I lost that in the cab on the way to the airport. But But,
Casino for me. Terrible.
That's right. And if you play your cards right, if you fill out the 45 minutes of paperwork, if you're a plaintiff here, I think you're going to get $2 or $3 out of this.
I hate to say this, but I've become that person that is like, listen, I don't want to go through all of this crap to be able to get $4 in a class action lawsuit. You guys keep the money. You're already keeping it anyway. Just keep it. But at the same time, I do appreciate these class action lawsuits when they do the right thing, when they go after the right cause. It just would be nice if the people who were violated got a little more.
Completely with you. Think of it like this, from a public policy standpoint. If we want to rein in big tech, we can do it one of 2 ways. We can form a really big governmental agency, raise everybody's taxes, and then go after them that way. I think not a lot of takers there. Or we can have some of these lawyers who are kind of a little kooky. They start a lot of these dance fights, and they go and they sue the potatoes out of them. And they use their own dollars to do it, and then that will affect their corporate behavior. So that's a private cause of action. This is why lawyers are so wonderful. Is because we keep your taxes low. How's that? You didn't even see that coming.
Wow. I didn't. That was
didn't even see that coming.
A wonderful way of putting that lipstick right onto that that pig. I love it.
Thunder and lightning. Yeah.
Good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Jeremy Rosenthal and the Rosenthal Report. There you go. All right, Jeremy, thanks. Have a great week. We appreciate it.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, Jeremy Rosenthal. These guys, sooner or later, they start to, they play along.
But what's the difference between, and I'm not a TikTok person, but what's the difference between TikTok and the Chinese collecting all this stuff and big tech in America collecting all this stuff? They're all collecting the stuff.
They know, the Chinese now know how to beat us in a international twerking competition.
They don't let their kids watch that stuff.
No, they don't. But the funny part of that is that no matter what, you're just going to go to another platform. They're already going after all of these alternative platforms they're downloading. In fact, many of them are owned by the same company that owns TikTok. But we didn't include that as part of this potential ban. I do think there will be. And oh, by the way, do you realize the banning of TikTok? Do you know what that means? I was shocked to read this the other day. You will still be able to use TikTok if you already have it downloaded.
Right.
You just will not be able to download the app again.
But then
what are you accomplishing? Nothing.
But then I guess apparently as they have updates and stuff like that, you can't do that.
You won't be able to do it.
Eventually it dies.
Yeah.
I think we should send the Chinese OnlyFans and let them be reduced to our level.
Figure out the whole OnlyFans thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like it. No, I don't, Megan. No, I don't. Don't want you to go assuming anything here. All right, let me break Megan with an update on the news. We have Ryan Nobles from NBC, and there's a lot going on. In fact, Davey wants to lead off this morning. You're very upset.
He was.
Over the Ryan Nobles thing. Can you get up on microphone or go ahead, explain what you're upset about.
Just the way that Nicole Wallace kind of treated Ryan
yesterday, MSNBC.
She has a show from 4 until 6.
In the testimony yesterday, Ryan Nobles was describing it like a news person. It's very interesting how Ryan will call in here and give us his take, and I get conservatives calling up.
I just thought she was kind of rude to him.
Yelling about him, and then liberals calling up, yelling about him. And that's why you're doing your job, I feel. But you'll get into that coming up. Get ready. Ryan coming up first, though. Megan with an update on news after this at WIBX.
Every once in a while, something that sounds too good to be true is actually, in fact, true. How would you like up to $4,000 of free windows? And when I say $4,000 of free windows, I mean $4,000 of free windows. No gimmicks or games. You don't have to buy $4,000 to get $4,000 free. You just get up to $4,000 of free windows through Patriot Home Solutions and NYSERDA. Of course, some restrictions apply, but none of these restrictions are income-based, and you don't have to sit through a long, drawn-out sales presentation. Give Patriot a call at 315-401-0440, and they can quickly tell you over the phone if you qualify or how you can get qualified. That's 315-401-0440. These aren't any windows. They're high-quality, custom-fitted windows designed to save energy and keep the cold air out all winter. Your window solution is Patriot Home Solutions. Online at patriothomesolutions.com.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Hey, I want to tell you about New York Sash and your chance to win $25,000 in New York Sash home improvement project stuff. You can get, and it's not just New York Sash, but it's additional vendors, $25,000 in improvements to your home. All you have to do is go to NewYorkSash.com and sign up. There's no purchase necessary. New York Sash has great financing options. Their projects are handled by the best installers who are employees, not outsourced contractors. And it's their best deal of the year going on right now. Buy 2 New York Sash windows, get 1 free. Buy 4, get 2 free. Buy 10, get 5 free. And the list goes on. It is there's no end to the savings. If you have you need to put 50 windows in your home, you get to take advantage of this deal all the way through to all of you get 25 windows for free in that case. Or, you'll do the math and figure it all out on how you want it done if you have 50 windows versus 75. The reality, it's the savings has no limit, and it's buy two, get one free, period. And it's going on now for a limited time. This is the perfect time of year to take advantage of their buy two, get one free sale and save big with New York Sash. Call 315-624-7344, New York Sash and NewYorkSash.com.
Good morning. It's 8:38, 13 degrees in downtown Marcy. Southern Cayuga, Onondaga, Madison, Southern Oneida, including the cities of Hamilton, Rome, Utica, Auburn, Syracuse, and Oneida are still under that winter weather advisory that remains in effect until 1 a.m. tonight. Due to lake effect snow, we could see accumulations up to 3 inches, and slippery roads could make your evening and morning commute tomorrow a little treacherous. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is focusing on affordability in her State of the State address. Hochul is announcing plans for an income tax cut that will lower middle-class taxes for the lowest level in nearly 7 decades, a first-ever inflation refund, and an expansion of the child tax credit. She also wants to provide free meals for millions of K-12 students, increase the number of child care facilities, and put the state on a pathway to universal child care. In addition, Hochul is calling for the building of more housing and down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. She's also proposing free SUNY and CUNY tuition for adult students pursuing in-demand careers and is launching an initiative to help kids get off their phones and stay active. The Greene County Sheriff's Office is informing residents about a recent Facebook scam. The department says someone made a post saying a man named Peter Reginald is a serial killer and that he goes to homes and knocks on doors claiming to be homeless before attacking the people inside. The sheriff says there's no reason to believe that Reginald is a real person and that the post was trying to cause mayhem. There have been other attempted scams in the country over the past year. The House passed a bill yesterday that would ban transgender athletes from playing women's and girls' sports in schools that get federal funding. The measure passed mainly along party lines with only 2 Democrats in support. The bill will now head to the Senate, where it faces an uphill battle. Tech giant Meta is making changes to its workforce. The company is planning to push out thousands of workers deemed low performers starting in February. In announcing a move yesterday, CEO Mark Zuckerberg said he's decided to raise the bar on performance management. The decision is expected to impact roughly 5% of the company's workforce, or about 3,600 employees. Earlier this morning, we talked about a coyote in Aldi. How about a coyote being blamed for forcing a flight to return to Chicago O'Hare's International Airport? Officials say a United Airlines flight from the Windy City to Phoenix had to return to O'Hare Sunday morning after its landing gear hit a coyote during takeoff. Another plane took the passengers to their destination later that afternoon. The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating. Your news time is 8:40, still 13 degrees in downtown Marcy. Your Weather Center forecast is next. I'm Megan Stone.
A winter weather advisory is in effect until 1 o'clock Thursday morning. There may be 2 to 3 inches of additional snow falling. Today, some gusty winds with scattered snow showers from this morning to the afternoon. The high hitting 22. More snow this evening with a low of 14 overnight. Still a few snow showers tomorrow, the high in the mid-20s, and a cloudy Friday with a high of 32. I'm Jeff Marr at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, currently we are at 13 degrees. Savings Bank of Utica time is 8:41. Well, it's sad. That's gone. 13 degrees, cold. Love this cooler weather. I want to tell you about the start of the new year and being debt-free and stress-free. I dreamed of that. With GPO Federal Credit Union, simplify your finances with balanced transfer rates as low as 3.99% APR for 12 months, or consolidate high-interest debt into one manageable payment with their personal loans. But they don't stop there. GPO has partnered with a program called Balance. It provides you with free virtual or in-person sessions with financial advisors. Together, they'll create a personalized plan to help you take control of your finances and achieve your goals. So you get help to make sure you're in good shape and right on track. Why wait? Let GPO help start fresh for you in 2025. Visit their website, gpofcu.com, or stop by any branch today. Debt-free, stress-free. Start your journey with GPO today. Disclosure, I have one for you.
Okay.
Subject to credit approval. Membership eligibility required. Rates and terms based on credit worthiness. Balance transfer rates reverts back to normal card rate after the 12th month. Contact GPO for more information. And on the line right now to confirm all of this, Lucia. Bum, ba, bum. Good morning, Lucia.
Bill, good morning. How are you?
Doing okay. Doing all right.
Ryan is doing his job. He's got to do what he's got to do.
He does,
And
yeah.
Right. And they holler at him. I don't think that's right.
No, we
Anyway.
need to let them know. Don't holler at him.
Let him do his job, you know?
Yeah.
They do their job. That's garbage. Sorry.
I know.
Yeah. And look what he is. Look what he has done. And look what he does. I mean, come on, you know?
It's
well.
How was your interaction with Megan as opposed to Davey? Who do you rate higher?
Megan? Oh, Megan. I don't know about Megan. I'm confused about Megan.
Okay. All right.
I like the other lady. I like the other one.
Yeah.
But I don't care for Megan much. I think Megan is a gold digger and a troublemaker. That's what she's been doing. Well, that's my view.
I ain't saying I'm a gold digger, but I'm no messenger.
I didn't expect that. I did not expect that.
And destruction of the family. That's it.
Oh, that's not
Are
true.
you talking about?
Everybody's
Hold on. Lucia,
No. I think
Lucia,
you're-
are you talking about Meghan Markle or me, Megan Stone?
Oh, not Megan Stone. No way.
Oh my God!
Are you kidding? What?
I was going. What is this woman doing
I didn't
to
know-
my reputation?
Megan, this woman.
The Megan is the
misunderstood this
person.
woman.
Megan is the person you just spoke to.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle
Megan,
has
you're
just postponed her new cooking show.
Wow, how many rumors
Yeah.
are coming out of
Megan, I
Bill's
apologize
OnlyFans?
that You took it that way. I
I'm a
wasn't talking
gold
about
digger.
you. Never.
No. So you like Megan here at the radio station, Megan Stone.
But she can like whoever she likes. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about they Megan, not this Megan. You know?
Right.
I have every right to feel the way I feel. I thought you were talking about her.
The royal
I
Megan.
apologize for
Okay.
her. To her, so don't take it,
Megan, say
And
hello
again, I'm
to
not-
Lucia. Let her know
Lucia.
you're not Meghan Markle.
I'm not Meghan Markle, but I wish I did star in Suits because I would be rolling in money and maybe
you
married to
wouldn't-
a
you-
prince.
you would-
Exactly.
yeah, you
I
wouldn't be
agree
here.
with you. Why not? Right,
Yeah.
right.
We would have beautiful redheaded children together.
Wait
Yeah,
a minute.
right,
Well,
he's a redhead.
I mean, that's who she is, and that's what she has to do.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? What would somebody else do in her shoes? Exactly.
That's true. Yeah. Anything else you want to add here this morning, Lucia?
Yeah, about the confirmation.
Confirmation. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that Pete should be confirmed. I think it's a good choice.
Who
they
do
were
you-
grilling him.
Yesterday.
They
Okay.
were grilling him
Yeah.
is the right word because, I mean, they were talking about all these personal things. I want to know who's perfect. Who is it?
Mm-hmm. Me.
Tell me one
I am.
person that is perfect. One.
And that person
You know-
is.
We throw stones at everybody, but we got to look in our background before we do
Okay.
that. In fact, they did show it. The guy was drunk before. He cheated on his wife, this other people in Congress, and they throw stones at somebody else.
Yeah.
It's garbage, you know?
So
Anyway.
confirm him and shut up is really what you're saying.
Well, no, I mean, you can
No.
do that, but watch what you're saying because you did all those things yourself.
Right. It's the pot calling the kettle black.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. All right, Lucia. And listen, by the way, I had to get another device in order to get your CD burned, and I've got it now,
Okay.
and I'm going to burn it for you so you'll have a digital copy of the
thank you.
compact disc, okay?
Are you going to play it or not?
I will
Yeah,
play it.
you
I will
want to?
play it. Yeah, I'll play it
And
once I
then
get
now
it done.
come and I want to
Yep.
bring you your gift. It's a Christmas gift that I never gave you. They did. I thought that.
I hope it's a
Anyway.
new car. That'd be awesome. Looking for
I'll go. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go to Steve and tell him
Okay.
to give you a new car.
That's right.
I can do
Ricky
that.
Z will take care of you. All right, Lucia, you have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day. Thank you so much.
And tell them Megan, I'm sorry. I wasn't talking about her. Wow.
Megan, she was not talking about you.
Oh,
Ciao,
thank
Megan.
goodness.
You're the best. You're
She
the
likes
best.
it. Yes, she's all about you. Okay, thank you. All right, bye. That might have been the funniest moment of the week. By far.
That was
gold digger.
I'm a gold digger.
I found myself vehemently defending you there. I hope you noticed that.
I appreciate it, Bill. You
really
beat people away with sticks who come
Yes.
after my red hair, and now Lucia, who is besmirching my name.
She has recovered, though. She said it was not you. You are not the big gold digger. Here is Jake before I break here. Hello, Jake. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
The Rosenthal Report.
The Rosenthal Report. Yeah.
All right, look. Why don't you give Davey the money?
We might as well. Yeah, we might as well. We might as well.
If he loses the rest of the games and we win the rest of the games,
We can't touch him.
Won.
I almost wanted to, and Megan brought this up the other day. I wish we would have put this in the beginning, that when you get to the playoffs, scores are double or triple or something like that. But we didn't do it. Next time we do it, we'll do that.
Time,
So,
yeah.
all right. We'll be getting your picks. I think maybe. Do you have them ready now, Davey? All right, we don't have them ready now, but we'll get them for tomorrow for you. Okay.
Tomorrow's Thursday. Okay,
Thursday.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
All right. Does that work?
All right. Good. Hey,
Okay.
listen. What's his name there? Your co-host. He was a ranger in the Army.
Tim Reed. Yes.
Yep.
Tim Reed. Isn't that Special Forces?
Well, so it's different than Green Berets. So Green Berets tend to be small units, do a lot of training of indigenous groups or whatever it is. We're the ones that kind of we're usually a battalion-sized group or whatever it is, and we basically hold positions. So.
Yep. Well, thank you for your service.
I will tell you this, Jake. Tim is very. You don't talk a lot about your time in the service.
No.
But to say that he was heroic, and there are stories to prove it, is by no means an understatement. It's really quite amazing.
And you know, my father was in World War II, and he never talked to. He would talk to his brothers.
Yeah.
My father was in the Army, and his brothers were in the Navy, and maybe those three talked with each other, but he never talked about his service to me at all.
Yeah.
I had a great uncle who served in World War II and actually was a prisoner of war. Was captured by the Germans. They, towards the end of the war, were in a commute. They were commuting to most likely a prison camp. And for some reason, the vehicle stopped, and the two German soldiers got out and ran. They went AWOL. Yeah. And as they were sitting in this truck, nothing is happening. And finally, they get out, and they realize they're alone, and they were able to get back to Allied forces, and he survived. Otherwise, he would not have survived that.
Well, you know, I was watching.
But would never ever talk about his time in World War II.
There were a lot of German soldiers. I saw this on a History Channel that they didn't like what was going on, but they were afraid of Hitler.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yep.
That.
Listen, guys. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We feel the same way around here. Megan is officially the boss. There's a lot going on in our heads, but we're afraid of her.
Well,
we're afraid.
Let me tell you,
You're afraid I'm going to take your wallets.
That's right.
Bill, I'm not saying to be a wise guy. I was never attracted to redheads.
You were never. Okay. All right. Well, it's Trash on Megan Day here.
A little more shade for Megan.
I've only been a year, and I've been waiting for my hazing. Now it's finally come.
Apparently it's coming. Megan, I have nothing to do with this. I don't know where this is coming from.
It's all right.
All right. Listen, fair enough. Okay, Jake? That's awesome.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
Have a wonderful day.
Hazy.
Okay.
Bye.
It is like a hazing. Actually, I think
and since I'm the boss, Jake automatically loses the NFL pick'ems.
Yep, it's all done. Well, he doesn't have a chance anyway.
Or you guys do double or nothing on the Super Bowl.
Jake was talking about Megan's guy, husband. Are they married?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have 2 kids, Archie and Lilibet.
Let me tell you something. He's married to trouble is what he's married to. Yep. That ain't going to go well.
I don't know. I think his father married an even bigger trouble. Camilla.
Probably, yeah, probably. Think about all of that crap. That's
and now I hear radio stations turning off across central New York because we're discussing royalty.
Okay, then we should break. Quick break. We'll come back with Ryan Nobles on NBC coming up.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from Big Wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
I'm Jim Bono, your guide to all things happening in Herkimer County. Did you know that there's a website that gives you access to all the events happening in Herkimer County? Whether you're hosting a garage sale, festival, charity event, or anything in between, go online to herkimercountyny.gov. Click on the event calendar in the upper right, and then click on Submit an Event to add your occasion. You can also use the site to see what's happening around town. Herkimer County, where history, commerce, and beauty collide. It's all happening in Herkimer County.
The Empower program is a free energy upgrade program through New York State. It provides upgrades like insulation, gas furnaces, hot water tanks.
We have a full team that identifies what each individual homeowner can receive, every single penny that they could get, and then we do all the processing.
I'm a salesman, but I'm not a salesman. I don't take money from the homeowner. I find funding to give back to them.
There's a different way to do it, and we do it at Standard.
This is no cost to you. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You don't qualify? Like, how are you going to know unless you call?
Learn more at standardco.com.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills accepting new patients right now. If you're in need of a new family doctor, it's the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. And they are accepting new patients as we speak. Call them today, 315-507-4751. Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Shemileski, and other physicians, all under one roof, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Okay, I guess we're going to wrap it up here, and I only have about a minute. I did want to talk a little bit, and we're going to try to get more on this and deal with it tomorrow. Talking about the case of the 11-year-old girl.
Feeling the winter blues? Warm up with us at Fit Body Boot Camp. Hey.
You did. I saw you touch it that time. All right. Okay. Okay. That's all right. That's okay. We're all right. So now what do we do, Davey? Go to that time. Okay. Well, are you sure you're going to have the break reset?
Yes.
All right. Do you remember what I was talking about?
You were talking about the 11-year-old girl.
Don't touch anything until it's time. Okay. In fact, I'll hit it.
You were talking about the 11-year-old girl.
Right. The 11-year-old girl in Syracuse who was handcuffed. The video, if you get a chance to look at the story on our website, there's a link to the video. Watch this thing. And these are 4 innocent young girls playing in the snow who the police there, and it's the sheriff's department in Onondaga, thought that she matched the description of a carjacker who was wearing a similar pink jacket. And this girl stood there for about a half an hour in handcuffs.
Yeah.
In the cold.
In the cold. Not a good situation.
And
imagine a girl wearing a pink jacket.
Yeah,
How
God
could that
forbid.
be?
Right,
Yeah.
right. We'll get more into that tomorrow, and I hope to have somebody to talk to from that situation come tomorrow. Sorry to the people on the app. They're getting commercials. And so will you right now. We're back tomorrow morning.
Feeling the winter blues? Warm up with us at Fit Body Boot Camp. Hey, it's Lisa, and I'm here to tell you that 2025 is the year to step into the best version of you. But what does that mean? That means feeling stronger, having more energy, and building more confidence. My incredible team and I will be with you every step of the way. And guess what? You can come in for free. That's right, 3 free on me with no commitment. Come see us and let's make this your best year yet at Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton.
Hi, I'm Pete from Big Apple Music, and whether it's your home or business, you have a lot invested. In the past, a camera surveillance system was an expensive luxury. Big Apple has now made it affordable. Big Apple is the area's leader when it comes to camera surveillance systems, having installed hundreds locally in homes and businesses. Big Apple is New York State licensed for security and camera surveillance, with most of our products sourced from American companies. Featuring Starlight Night Vision, our cameras dollar for dollar have the best night vision available. A camera surveillance system can offer full property coverage. It prevents and reduces crime, monitors high-risk areas like parking lots and showrooms, and Big Apple has a fully set-up showroom to give you real-time, realistic demonstrations of just how great a camera system can be for you. Stop in and see for yourself at Big Apple Music in New Hartford.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
They hope to implement the Trump agenda. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News 6 more. The president-elect's nominees have confirmation hearings today. First up this hour is pick for Attorney General Pam Bondi. Then, Secretary of State nominee Senator Marco Rubio and John Ratcliffe, who's in line to lead the CIA.
As the chairman of the Intelligence Committee, I'll preside over John's hearing this morning.
Republican Senator Tom Cotton tells Fox.
He's been the director of national intelligence. He and I agree that the CIA is vital for our country, but we have to get it back to its roots. It's simply not doing a good enough job collecting intelligence about our adversaries around the world.
Also today, confirmation hearings for Trump's nominees to lead the Energy and Transportation Departments in the Office of Management and Budget. Tonight, 5 days before he leaves office, President Biden will talk to us on TV, 8 p.m. Eastern. After Fox's Peter Ducey reports from the White House, they released
a letter from President Biden. It's not addressed to anyone, but it's written in his voice with things like this. It has been the privilege of my life to serve this nation for over 50 years. Nowhere else on earth could a kid with a stutter from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania and Claymont, Delaware, one day sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States.
There are a lot of nervous people in the Los Angeles area fearing wildfire flames will spread.
The National Weather Service calling this a PDS, a particularly dangerous situation with winds between 45 to 70 miles per hour. There are a lot of firefighters on the ground right now, about 15,000 fire personnel from across the western U.S. as well as Canada and Mexico.
Fox Business's Max Gordon surrounded by wildfire ruins in Malibu. More than 12,000 houses and buildings have burned, 24 deaths confirmed. We just got an inflation update for consumer prices that are rising.
0.4% month to month on the headline CPI. The street was looking for 0.3.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni also reports the annual rate of inflation also rose back up again.
2.9% year over year. That is higher than a month ago.
America's listening to Fox News.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically, how you wake up each day, how you sleep, what activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Good morning. It's 9:03, 14 degrees in Marcy, so we're getting up there. We're up 2 degrees on WIBX. I'm Megan Stone. Protesters gathered outside Marcy Correctional Facility to mark a month since inmate Robert Brooks died, allegedly at the hands of corrections officers. Attorney General Letitia James released the body cam footage showing the brutal beating, which sparked nationwide outrage and calls for justice. Protesters from Brooks's family, as well as the United Black Caucus, Freedom is a Must, and Live and Direct on the Air, rallied at the site to demand justice and they also claim that none of the officers on camera have yet to been held accountable. Brooks's family said they are planning a civil rights lawsuit. The Onondaga County Sheriff's Office is revealing why an 11-year-old girl was handcuffed. Monday's incident began when deputies were looking for a person they believe stole a car. They later saw the girl who matched the description of the suspect they were looking for and detained her. It was later revealed